You think that North High would have a football field that goes north and south.
Yeah.
There's something to it.
That's right. That's right.
Kind of strange. Behind us we have the baseball field, the varsity baseball field. Individual seats were donated by the University of Texas, and North High painted them red. Kickoff to North. Nice return up to about the 40-yard line, driven back. Coach on the far side, pretty animated. Lucas Lucero, the head coach for Independence.
Well, in warm-ups, I saw North High run about 5 or 6 different offensive sets. Independence ran a version of the flex bone, and it was the first time ever I'd ever seen anybody practice the victory formation in warm-ups. So they might know something we don't know.
West is a senior quarterback for North, about 6'2.5", 165. I saw him last week in a scrimmage against Stockdale. A soft pass to the line of scrimmage, really no gain. They'll run the spread quite a bit North High. Kind of different from the North High that you played against back at BHS, where they were primarily ground-oriented.
Yeah,
I think the most yards a North quarterback has thrown in the year is about 1,100.
Yeah.
But this guy can throw the ball. It just depends on what they have around him and if he can get protection up front.
Well, they're coming out 5 wide.
Bailey West. They looks good setting up. Pass a little bit high and complete. But we talked about off the air, the receivers have to help out the quarterback too.
Yeah.
Have to make difficult catches from time to time.
Well, talking to some coaches around town before the season, I'm interested in seeing what this number 2, James Johnson, he got some praise around town from some of the coaches. He passes the eye test right now, but we'll see.
6'3", 190, James Johnson. A lot of receivers, sets up, pretty good protection. Down left sideline complete. Good coverage by Indy. He just pretty much threw it away, right, Rick?
Yeah, good smart move by Bailey.
So Independence with a lot of DBs back there, 4th down for North. And I always think you have to run the football a little bit too to keep the defense honest.
Well, in high school you got to run the football to win. To win consistently, you've got to be able to run the ball, and you've got to be able to throw, but you still got to hang your hat on your run game.
Bailey is also the punter from North High, standing in zone 25 as the Stars move from right to left. Now, normally Falcons can't soar as high as Stars. Thought about that. In punt by Bailey. Takes a great North High roll. Bobbled. Picked up and dropped. Ramon Henderson, number 11, the return man for Independence. Nice coverage by North. 1st and 10 for the Falcons inside their 20-yard line. We'll see what they have on offense and see what North will bring on defense against the Falcons.
Well, North High's really high on this Connor Whitby.
Yeah.
Linebacker, inside linebacker, so they think he covers a lot of ground sideline to sideline. So we'll see what he can do here against this.
Big number 55 is also the center on offense, 3-year starter, kind of a leader on the team. Hand off to the right side, a short gain of 2 or 3 yards. Stars doing a good job wrapping up that time.
Number 10, number 40 up here,
Chris Wyrick, number 40, the ball carrier. Kind of built low to the ground for Independence. 2nd down coming up, 2nd and 6 for the Falcons. Good matchup. North won last year, 24-14. Sometimes the initial game can tell you a little bit about the season. Sometimes when a team wins big in the first game, they get overconfident. So, yeah, as you know, you got to improve week to week, Coach. Pass to the left side complete. At a 1st down. 1st down for Indy. Ramon Henderson, number 11. Ramon Henderson on the left sidelines. Short toss. The 1st down and more into North High territory. 1st down for the Falcons.
Nice little quick screen there. Nice catch by Henderson.
Malik Duluth.
I'm also
check out Sergio Borelli, number 8, as a quarterback. He was the guy that was warming up with them. They had kind of 3 guys vying for that position, and Sergio came out on top, at least for this week, number 8, the quarterback for Indy.
Hey, he said we might get a chance to see all 3 tonight.
Look. Good job by North up front. Johnson with the tackle. For North, he's 6'3", 190. He's a little backer and, of course, a tight end on offense. And 2nd and 10 coming up for the Falcons. If we look to the sidelines and head coach Lucas Lucero, they were 5-6 last year with only one loss in the Southeast Assembly League. They dominated 4 teams, then they were dominated by Ridgeview, and they lost in the playoffs. Independence. Wyrick again. Still driving across the 45 in the North High territory. Nice push up front, coached by the offensive line.
I'm anxious to see for Independence is Braden Gordon. See what he's their playmaker.
Number 2.
Number 2.
He's the guy who runs a 4.5 40 and is good on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, he's yet to touch the ball yet.
I think he's in the backfield to the left of the quarterback. Number 2. Got to get him touches. Now he's a blocking back. They run up the middle. I think North High stopped him. Wyrick, the ball carrier, depends on the forward progress. Okay.
Looks like it's going to be 4th down.
Now I guess they're at the 42 North High territory. Too far for a field goal. Too close for a punt. I guess it's a good deal going for it in this situation.
Yeah, early in the season, might as well.
Kind of a no man's land here. 4th and 1 for Independence. At North High territory at the 42. Rick and Mark on KernNetwork.com, and maybe a motion penalty against Independence. Yes. Got to turn up field a little bit too early, like the Arena Football League.
Yeah. Now you might see him punt here, 4th and.
Hate to see those, don't you, Coach? On a 4th and short, and
yeah.
That changed the whole situation.
Yeah, looks like they're still going to go for it, though.
A lot easier 4th and 1 and 4th and 6, but they're going for it anyway, unless they try to draw North High off sides. Barolo, the quarterback, number 8. Looking right, sets up. Lofts it high, incomplete. Independence receiver stopped at the 37. The ball was thrown deep, so miscommunication between the quarterback and the receiver. Most of the time it's against the receiver, because quarterbacks usually know the plays. So the receiver stopped, and the quarterback's expecting him to go to out and up pattern.
Yeah.
He's getting out.
That happens quite a bit early in the season. Early game, early season jitters.
Yeah. But good job by North. Defensive back was in prime position for the pick and let it go. Didn't get beat deep. So North takes over at their own 47-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Stars. Bailey West at quarterback. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Ball carrier, midfield 50, hit hard, driven back to the 49. Austin Madden was smacked.
Nice little fly sweep there for North High. Gain of about 4, so that's a nice 1st down play.
At least they ran the football to keep the defense honest. Mixing it in here, Coach Brown. We've had 2 Coach Browns in recent memory here at North High.
Yeah, back-to-back. Chad Brown, the former coach, and now Norm Brown.
Now they got a trip wide formation for North. Never think of North doing a trip wide formation back in the days of Turkiliadis. And now whistles. Something wasn't quite right when they set up for North. Yeah. Legal procedure against North. I don't think some of the guys knew where they were supposed to be. That cost them 5. Now they call it 2nd and 12 for the Stars at their own 45. Mark Heffernan with Rick Van Horn on the KernNetwork.com. KernHighNetwork.com as we kick off the sports season, the Kern High School District. Pass complete midfield. Okay. Johnson driven down by 3 Falcons, 3 or 4. Pass was high, went up the ladder.
All right, Johnson, you look good there. Used his speed. Now he's tapping out, though. So
Tony Garcia is our producer. Our videographer is Julian Wilson. Antonio will keep me on my toes if he has to slap me. That's okay. Third down. It's like third and a long 7 for North at midfield, just inside of Independence territory.
This is Brady West's first start of his varsity career, although he played varsity last year. This is his first start. You know, he's 6'3". He's 160 pounds, though, and he probably looks 150, you know. So, you know, his feet are definitely going to have to be a factor tonight in this game. You know, he's not going to be able to do it all by his arm. He's going to have to use his feet a little bit.
Right. Well, I think he does have some talent, but I just saw him in a scrimmage and warming up, so I haven't really seen him in the game. As you know, game conditions are totally different, especially if you get hit a couple of times and they sack you. Then you got to be mentally tough.
Yeah.
And that adversity. But he needs help from his other players. You know, guys need to make catches for him. He's got to make good decisions. But as you know, being a great player at Bakersfield High and in college, and longtime coach at East High and Liberty and for the Bakersfield Blitz, you have to develop your talent, and it takes time, and sometimes it takes hardship to be a better player, especially in this game.
It does. Both these coaches kind of took programs that were struggling a little bit. So, you know, the secret to change is to focus your energy on now and not worry about the past.
Oh, yeah. The pass out of the backfield is complete. Great D by Independence. They saw it coming. A little flat pass to the coach. And now a late flag. Extracurricular stuff. Maybe against Independence. Independence might have blown a great job on defense if that flag's against them. Came up to coach to make a stop, and then guys start chattering. If that's against them, that's not good from a mental aspect.
It happens. It happens early in the season.
Guys, 3 players in our defense totally read that play, and it was like a flat pass, a lot of Marshall Falk out of the backfield, and he barely got back to the line of scrimmage, whichever that was, and we'll see what the flags were about. But whether they were talking or something like that, who knows?
Well, earlier this week, Trevor Horn put out his top 50 players in town, and North High actually had 2 of those players. Independence had 1.
One of them was Connor Whitby, the center and linebacker for North, the captain, number 55.
And James Johnson, number 2.
And wasn't Braden Gordon number 2 for Independence in that?
Braden Gordon.
Yeah, Braden Gordon.
Braden, I should say.
He hasn't done anything offensively yet. It is against the Falcons. And it will probably give North a first down.
Looks like there's going to be an automatic first down.
Yeah, it's got to control your emotions out there. Gave the Stars a gift. Come and make a great defensive play. It would have been like 4th and 7, something like that, and now it's 1st and 10 for North. Well, North will take the gift, obviously.
He got an earful from Coach Lucero. I saw on that sideline there.
As you know, the mental aspect of the game is a lot of times more important than the physical aspect. There goes the ball off. Nice cut back inside of 30. Looking to push forward to about the 25-yard line. It's the finest run of the night for the North High Stars.
Nice job by Blake C. Or Blake C, right? Blake C. Blake C, like Joe C.
Former Coach C.
He looked awful good that play.
He looked quick. North's been running the ball a little bit more in this series.
He's got a little power in his punch.
Yeah, because you have 2 receivers wide to the right, have a receiver back there. And he has the ball, a fumble. Quarterback falls on it, just missed the running back. It was the second man through. And Bailey did not quite get the ball to him, so he fell on it, and that's fine. You want to turn it up. They lose about 4 yards in the play, but it's 2nd and 14 for the Stars at the 28-yard line in Independence territory.
One of your goals is for offensive football is always to stay ahead of the chains. And North High had a great first down play, and then 2nd down, they shoot themselves in the foot.
Bailey West, quarterback for North, the senior. Looking left, sets up, now over the middle. The pass complete to Johnson. He loses 1 tackler, gets to about the 24-yard line. Big tight end, strong.
Yeah.
So we have a 3rd down coming up. 3rd, maybe long 8. 3rd 8. A long 8 for North High.
That was prototypical West Coast Bill Walsh offense. They swing the two backs, set the tight end on a little drag home route there, and hit Johnson on a nice little route. He made a nice catch.
And Johnson's to the inside here for North High. 2-down territory for the Stars. Bailey looks right. Right side of pass looks to be complete. At the first down marker. Should be a first down for the Stars. They spot it. Yes, indeed.
Nicely executed by North High. Yeah.
Nice route and good throw by Bailey.
Good timing route there by Bailey.
Change that yard marker, guys. Okay, 1st and 10. So a couple of good connections from Bailey Wester's receivers. That was the nicest play we've seen tonight for them. 1st and 10 for North, inside the 15. They'll pitch back to the left. Have some blockers. Cut inside to about the 12.
I think
with a run, but a penalty on the field. 3:42 to play in the first quarter. And no score between North and Independence.
I think the running back, is a kid that's he gets better as he goes along. It looks like he's a strong kid. And
seems like he's quick off the ball.
As he gets more carries, he's going to get a little stronger. He's quick. I like that. And he's got some toughness.
Holding against North. Tonight's game is sponsored by Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, the U.S. Army, PAV Solar and Communications, Tony's Pizza and Raymond's Trophies. And tonight, Rick and I will pick a player of the game. And Tony's Pizza will give that player a T-shirt and probably, hopefully, a large pizza. Tony's Pizza, player of the game. We'll announce that after the game, Rick and I. Live streaming on KernHighNetwork.com.
We've got an official timeout.
Officials timeout. Time to give the guys a breather. No score, 3:42 to play. And North High still with a first down inside Falcon territory, inside the 15, as they're going right to left here in the first quarter. Talked about C, using C a little bit on those short openers, I think. It looks like he's very quick off the ball and spread the field a little bit with him.
Yeah.
I think they're probably seeing what the defense is giving them right now, that Falcons defense is giving them.
Yeah, it looks like North High has a couple weapons besides Johnson and C. Number 4, it's a good-looking kid. Victor Boggs.
Yeah.
Victor Boggs, wide receiver. So I think North High's got some weapons for Bailey West, who throws the ball better than average. But again, I go back to saying he's going to have to, little skinny frame of his, is going to have to use his feet a little bit and run the ball at a certain point.
Should have hit the weights in the offseason. I mean, he was a junior then.
Yeah.
I think one player, I believe it was Gordon, said he gained about 20 pounds in the offseason, or 15.
Yeah.
Number 2, he hit the weights, and he still has the speed.
Yeah.
Not going to lose much speed when you're younger like that.
One thing North High is going to have to really pay attention to is when they get one-on-one situations with Johnson, they have to take advantage of those one-on-one situations. He's a big kid, 6'3", go up and get the ball.
To the air.
Yeah.
And go up, climb the ladder and go after it. Now they're finally marking off the spot now. North will have it at the 24-yard line, Independence territory, but it's 1st and 20. Try to get a little bit out of time. They're in 4-down territory anyway. Was there some movement?
Looks like
by the center?
Illegal procedure on North High.
Will that be on the quarterback? Kind of flinched a little bit, and then they didn't move up front?
It could. Now again, we were talking about chasing the chains. They're chasing the chains now.
Yeah, the other way.
Staying ahead of the chains.
Remember, they got a break on that penalty, the personal foul penalty against Independence. That gave them the first down. Man is in motion for North. Bailey to throw. Down the left sidelines. Incomplete. Wow. Just a bit overthrown. No penalty.
Well, they got what they wanted, one-on-one matchup with Boggs there. And
right.
We just talked about him, and probably could have made that play. I know he was yelling. He was wanting some pass interference on that, but
didn't see any pass interference. The refs in the JV game, to me, called too many pass interference penalties when balls were up in the air for grabs. Let him play. That was the ball up in the air. It was overthrown a little bit. He didn't quite get to it. I don't know if he eased up a little bit in his running, didn't weave under it. As my dad used to say, you got to weave under the football.
Yeah,
keep on running hard. He might have cruised a little bit.
He had a step. He had a step on the DB,
yeah, he did.
So I think he probably should have made that catch.
But good toss by Bailey. We have now second down. We're calling it second and 25 for North High at the 28 in Independence territory. So they go for broke right now. I think on this down coming up, they'll probably try to go maybe 12 yards downfield. Try to pick up maybe half of it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, in this case.
Well, we talked about if you're not going to run your quarterback, you got to keep him clean. And they've done a pretty good job in these two series of keeping Bailey West clean, which means keeping him off the ground. Good job by the offensive line.
Yeah.
Giving him time, quick routes, and they're doing a good job with their quick game.
You're watching Prep Football on the KernHighNetwork.com. Welcome back to Prep Football on the CUNNINGHAMNetwork.com. Mark Heffernan with Rick Van Horn. 3:19 to play in the first quarter from North High School. Turkey out of Stadium. No score between the North High Stars and Independence Falcons. We have a delay because an ambulance is here and possibly somebody from the stands or a non-football player was injured or had some kind of an issue, so the ambulance had to take them away, Rick. Then they have to wait for another ambulance to come to restart the game.
Yeah, so there's it could be a 5-minute break, could be a 15-minute break. It all depends on the ambulance service. So,
and we didn't begin this game till 8 o'clock tonight because we had a player injured in the first game. So the JV game went long. So the varsity encounter didn't start until 8 o'clock. Yeah. They're scheduled for 7:30, but generally they start between 7:30 and 7:40. I know from being around high school for a long time. But so we have a late game, then a delay here.
Yeah.
And so we're still late in the first quarters. Both teams are still trying to figure out what to do against the opposing defense.
Yeah, it's early in the season, first game jitters. You've got some mistakes. North High's probably had 3 or 4 offensive movement procedure penalties, a costly personal foul, independence. So, if you get those out early in the year in the first game, and they say that biggest improvement comes between your first and second game. So hopefully that happens. These big long breaks are always good for the band because the band gets practice.
And not good for broadcasters. We're trying to figure out what to talk about since the first game of the year. Okay, no score, 3:19 to play in the first quarter from Turk Elias Stadium on the CUNNINGHAMNetwork.com.
From Mom and Dad. Someday you'll be in the band and play with the Falcons. And the message from Gilbert from Security with your Insamona, Julissa, your fair freshman, and Sway. Number 52 from your booth. Will you be my boyfriend? And she drew a heart on there too. Aww. Well, I see an ambulance. Hopefully it's coming here so we can get this game going. Okay, looks like we're getting ready to go. The ambulance should be here in about 1 minute. join Josh.
3:19 to play in the first quarter from Turk Ilalis Field, home of the North High Stars. No score between North High and Independence. We've had a delay because an ambulance had to take somebody away, and we have to wait for an ambulance to return. It was not an injury related to an injury on the field, but had to do with probably somebody in the stands, either on the North High side or the Independent side. So that's somewhat unusual. Maybe somebody was getting too excited tonight's game, but it's also very hot. Maybe somebody was dehydrated, but nonetheless, Rick, as we talked about off the air, we have to wait for another ambulance to come here to North High to resume this game. So this game actually started at 8 o'clock. Normal time's about 7:30 or 7:35 because we had a player injured in the JV game. Yeah. We had a delay in that game, then a long delay in this game. So very interesting first week of high school football here at North High.
Well, it's a quarter. It's 8:45 right now. It's 90 degrees, and you know, we started the game at 8 o'clock, and that will probably be the game time next week because of the projected temperatures next week of 107, 108. So they'll back the games up. So it's, you know, they're getting used to it because it's going to be there. It's going to happen next week.
We've had a very hot summer and a very long summer because June was hotter than it has been in years, and I grew up in this area. Normally June's a little bit up and down. We had a very hot June. Remember that stretch we had between 108 and 112 degrees, and then went away for a while, then came back. But it's been very consistently over 100, between 100 and 105 most of the summer. Had a few days here in the 90s, but let's face it, they were 97, 98, not 91 or 92.
Yeah.
So it's just been a very hot summer as far as consistently hot temperatures. But we've had this type of temperature in years past in August.
Yeah.
We just had a very early summer, a very hot early summer in June.
Luckily, most of the football programs around town go early in the morning, so, you know, that hot heat doesn't affect them.
Let me ask you this, you know, starting next year, teams from the Central Coast will be part of the Central section in sports and compete against them in the playoffs. A lot of those schools are playing teams from this area, and they have been doing it for 10 to 15 years.
Right.
How does it affect you if you go to a Royal Grande or of course, Paso gets hot in Paso, but Royal Grande, San Luis Obispo, Santa Maria, schools like that, where you work out when it's 70-something degrees, then play a team from Bakersfield like tonight or next week in this heat.
Well, hopefully you play those guys early when it is hot over there, because that's going to be your advantage. And hopefully they'll get them. Some of these teams, I know a couple of teams around town are going to play next week at Tascadero. Cabrillo's coming over. Tascadero, Paso Robles. Paso Robles is one of those. They're used to that heat. So.
Yeah, see, at Paso, it gets, as you know, very hot during the day, but it cools down more than here. What's amazing just being like 30 miles from San Luis Obispo, the difference in temperatures.
Yeah.
Then you go to Cayucas, and it's 20 degrees cooler than Paso Robles because you're on the coast. But I was thinking about, let's say you're a player and your conditioning is in temperatures during the day or in the early evening between 65 and 70 degrees.
Well,
then you play a team from Bakersfield in Bakersfield now where it's still 90-some degrees at night.
Right. So that's why we want to get those coastal teams early.
Yeah.
Get them over here to the heat and see how they.
I know Lemore's playing Paso Robles tonight in Paso Robles. Lemore.
Same way when teams go to Air Force and you play that big altitude, you know, it's a home field advantage, and this is going to be a hometown advantage for us.
So we're just waiting for the second ambulance to come. The other one probably left about 15 minutes ago. The clock has stopped at 3:19 to play in the first quarter. North High nothing and Independence nothing. Last year, North High won this game 24-14. The Stars that went on to have a record of 4-7. They were 3-1 in the Southeast Assembly League. Their lone loss to South High. I guess South High has had that sword for about 6 consecutive years in that Civil War game. The South has had some fine teams, and they've had great athletes over that time. And then Independence was 5-6 last year, losing in the playoffs, and they were 4-1 in the Southeast Assembly League. Their lone loss by a big spread to Ridgeview, their rival in the SYL.
Yeah, well, Ridgeview did go to the Valley Finals last year.
Yes, they did, and that surprised me, by the way. Although a guy I've seen the Ridgeview program the last couple of years, I would have figured they would have gone to the finals going into the year, and maybe 3 games in. As you know, Moya was involved in a fight in one game, got kicked out, then he missed another game. Then they had some issues with other players. They never really seemed to really get it going until the 10th game of the year. Because against Tehachapi in a home game, I thought they were just really sluggish. Tehachapi is all pumped up and beat them. Independence beat Tehachapi 32-8. So if you go by comparative scores in league, it looked like Indy was favored in that game, but when it came time to play on the field, it was all Ridgeview last year. And Ridgeview knocked out some good teams in the playoffs. El Diamante, who beat Garces. Then they beat Redwood from Visalia, good D2 team. And played a great team, Sanger, on the road all the way 4 quarters. And Sanger blew out.
Sanger was a Valley champion.
And they blew out. Yeah. They played very well against Edison and Bullard in their own league, the County Metro League.
North High will be tested. They better have it strapped up next week because they play East High School. And East High School is coming off that 7-0 start last year.
Dave Fanucchi's done a good job of the program.
And they've got some very good players coming back.
Quarterback coming back, I think.
Richard Lars coming back, their quarterback.
That's always the key when you have a quarterback coming back, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who's actually done well the year before, knows the system, and is polished and has confidence.
They got a transfer running back in from Miramonte, who happened to be their starting running back last year, is now at East High, so that
better program.
made them that much better.
I really love what they've done at East High, though. I mean, my sister went there years ago, and we had a big reunion last year, the school reunion. And I know some teachers there. I used to play a lot of, I went to Garces, but when I was playing in the County League baseball, we practiced there at East High all the time for about 4 or 5 summers. And I grew up not far from there in the Hillcrest area before moving to the Northeast, where I went to Garces and Highland. But I really love what they've done to that school, you know, from an aesthetic standpoint. We used to play some tennis there and did some wrestling finals at East High, and I guess did a soccer final there against Liberty from Madera Ranchos maybe 3 or 4 years ago. The girls at East had some great teams for a couple of years in a row.
Right.
They've done wonders there. They're working on all the schools here in the district. I guess that Foothill and West are the next schools to be worked on, the schools that were built in the 60s.
Well, BHS is finishing up theirs, and
still
we got North High here, and almost every school is getting refurbished right now. I was just looking at Independent's schedule these next in week 2,
schedule.
Week 2 and 3. They're at Stockdale next week, and that's going to be a tough one. And then they're at Oro Grande. We're talking about this coast team.
Always a good team every year.
And going over there in that cool weather, so it's going to hopefully we'll be able to play in that cool weather and play better. And then they have South and Tulare Union. So you're talking about their next 5 games.
Yeah, they're not bucking anybody. Those teams are either D1 or D2, and they're a Division III school. So they're playing a very strong schedule. They have to up their game, obviously, but it's well suited. Most of those teams will be tougher than teams they play in their league, with the exception of maybe Richmond and Tehachapi. Very good schedule. I like that. Anytime you play a Royal Grande, it's going to be a good game. Royal Grande's had good teams for years. I think they played South High a number of years in football.
North High next week travels to East High. In week 3, they're at Wasco at home, and then they got Delano at Delano, and then Menachie comes here. So not quite as tough a schedule as Independence, but still they have to survive East. Wasco is a question mark with a new coach out there, Rick Stewart.
Yeah. Wasco could be pretty tough, though, for them. Now, North competes in Division 4 and Indy in D3. So Wasco's a Division 4 team.
And you'll find out now because tonight East High's playing Delano, so you'll get a good gauge on.
Well, both these teams, now we haven't seen much of the game. In my opinion, we'll see the rest of the game. Both the teams have to up their game to compete and win some of the next 4 games in their schedule. Because they're all playing pretty good teams. So they're going to have to, it's the first game, first quarter, so it's hard because we have such a delay in this game. Do you think any team will benefit from this delay more than the other? Do you think any team will benefit from this delay more than the other?
You know, this is actually a pretty long delay. I haven't seen it this way. I saw an ambulance go by about 20 minutes ago, and this is not good for either team. So
it's like starting the whole game over. I mean, you get all hyped up, as you know, being a coach and player, get hyped up, warm up, you're ready to play. First game of the year, adrenaline's going. Late in the first quarter, trying to figure yourself out, and then it's like you're starting another game. You got to redo everything. Players got to get re-warmed up, and you don't really know when they're going to play. You're kind of, okay, we're going to start in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We don't know. And we're sitting around relaxing too much, and you got to play the game of football. So
I think
a little touchy.
At the end of the night, the most tired people on the field are going to be the 2 bands. They've been going at it for about a half an hour now.
Well, at least they're getting their practice in. And they're having a good time, the band. North High band's having a good time to our left. My daughter used to play the clarinet in middle school. I told her to keep on playing it. You know, not that you're going to play it to be in a symphony orchestra, but I said it's always good to learn an instrument. And she was good, but she gave it up. Why? I've been asking her lately, have you played the clarinet in the last 5 years? No. She danced from the age of 4 until she was 17. She goes to the University of Oregon. Wasn't really an athlete, but she likes dance and music. And I said, don't ever give that stuff up, no matter what you do. Don't ever give up playing the clarinet. Don't ever give up dancing. That's something you could do your entire life. Well, she is taking classes.
Athletics is a short-lived career.
Yeah.
Music, you can do it forever.
Yeah. And when you have talent and a love for it, you know. So right now, okay, no score, 3-19, and playing the first quarter on the CUNNINGHAMNetwork.com.
And to Amberly Mixon, to Garland Mixon. Dad, love you, bub. Good luck. And from Jordan Shepard to Garland Mixon. Sorry for your uncles. Shout out. We're going to shout out to Alex from Someone Who's Correct. Bubblegum is better than Tiger's Blood.
Welcome back to the CUNNINGHAMNetwork.com and our coverage of high school football. We've had a long delay tonight here at North High's Turk Elias Stadium. No score, 3:19 to play in the first quarter. Mark Heffernan with Rick Van Horn. I haven't broadcast or played in the game where we had this long of a delay, Rick.
Yeah, this is unusual. You know, you'll get an ambulance switch like that. It happens 10, maybe 15 minutes, but this is about a 35-minute delay here, and it's 9:05, and we're still 3 minutes into the first quarter.
How does this affect both teams, and does any team have an advantage over the other, North High or Independence? And they got warmed up, they were psyched, ready to play, got some of the kinks out of their system late in the first quarter. Then we have a long delay. They got to go back out there and play a football game, and as you know, football you have to have that mental preparation as opposed to baseball, some other sports. And North goes right back out there and has a 2nd and 25 situation inside the 30-yard line here late in the first quarter. Bailey West rolling to his right, out of the back for the pass, incomplete. That was great coverage on the far side, Rick.
Yeah, it was. Number 32 there for
he was ready to go.
Independence, Alan Hernandez. Well, the only advantage for both teams is, the deeper into the night we go, the cooler it gets. And now it's dropped to, we're under 90 degrees now, and it's 9:05, so we're about 88 degrees out here.
Now we have a 3rd and 25 for North, with the ball on the left hash mark. Bailey West, one receiver wide right, one to the near side. Bailey looking to the right, flips it out, and it's complete. Be shy of the first down for about 4 yards inside the 20-yard line. 4th down coming up for North. Good throw, nice defensive play. Not allowing the receiver to get by him. So 4th down for North coming up. 4th and maybe 4 for the Stars.
Nice little timing route between Bailey West and Victor Boggs there. They ran that earlier.
Yeah, for that first down.
For the first
on
down.
The far side.
So that could be a connection you see quite a bit the rest of the season.
Now we have 4th and 4 for the Stars. Do you look to this to be a running play or a passing?
Well, again, they're 4th and 15, so I'm looking at Johnson out here spread.
4th and 14 is. Yeah, it's a passing play. I have a big speaker in front of me. I didn't see the other. Bailey West looking to throw. Lost it towards the end zone. It's caught.
It's intercepted.
Touchdown or interception. Looked like it was caught. They must have taken the ball out of his hands. It looked like the North High player had it going down. They just ripped it right out of his arms.
Well, 4th and 15. You got a 6'3" Johnson out here one-on-one, so take your chances. And actually, Johnson, it looked like he had the ball for a brief second. They go to the ground. Independence guy does come up with the ball, but
I guess took it away before he actually went to the ground. So
somewhere in between, it touched the ground.
Yeah, great defensive play by Independence. I'm getting too excited with North thinking it's a touchdown. Thought it went right through his arms as he's going down, and they just stole it. So the big INT, Indy has the ball at their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. 2:04 to play in the first quarter. Interesting. So we have the long delay and back out here. Gabrrielle, the quarterback for Independence, number 8. Main runner had been Chris Wyrick, number 40 for Indy. Before we had the ambulance left and a new one came. 1 forward to play, no score. Big INT for Independence on the pass from Bailey West, quarterback for North High. 2 receivers to the near side. Left hash mark. Little pitch back. Wyrick across the 25. Bowls his way across the 30. Should be a first down for the Falcons. Nice run. Push up front.
Nice run there by Wyrick.
Kind of built like a bowling ball. Very short, low to the ground, number 4.
Yeah. You're not going to see a whole lot of throwing out of Independence. I think they averaged about 50 yards a game last year throwing the ball.
That's not much. The BCHS quarterback with over 50 yards in half a quarter. It's a pass, and it's caught far side. Another first down. So they mix in the run and the pass. Another first down for Independence. Across the 45-yard line, their own territory. First down and 10 for the Falcons.
A couple young receivers out there that are looking bad. Anderson for Independence, of course, Johnson for North High. So had Boggs out there for North High too. Are good-looking receivers.
You know, lineman for Independence, number 65, Lance Henderson. Not a bad basketball player for the Falcons. He's played the past 2 years.
He's a big kid. He's probably the biggest kid on the field right now.
Yeah. Pretty good player. It's a very soft touch for a guy his size. And they've had excellent teams, just kind of secondary to Ridgeview in basketball. Second man threw the ball, showing some speed. A flag is down. Midfield 50-45 out of bounds.
You're going to have a holding on Independence.
They will bring it back. Malik Duluth, number 4, the ball carrier for Indy. Looked like he ran for a first down, but they will bring it back. Hold against Independence. It's always tough when you get a first down and then they bring it back with a penalty. That just really is defeatist.
It sure is.
Remember they had the actually stopped North before the delay on a run play. Then they had a personal foul penalty, which kind of helped North move the ball downfield. That was probably about an hour ago, but Indy helped North in that particular drive.
Well, the good thing, you know, when you have a 30-minute delay and you get Independence who runs the ball quite a bit, the clock keeps running.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Now 26 seconds left in the first quarter. Did you notice that Brian Huens, the AD for North, has a cast on his right arm? He was playing volleyball the other day. Wyrick to about the 40-yard line. He got hurt playing volleyball. The ball hit him. Ball was slammed, probably a kill on the thumb. Amazing. And he's probably right-handed. I said volleyball could be a tough sport. After one here from Turk Ilala Stadium at North High, it's the Stars nothing, Independence nothing on the KernHighNetwork.com.
And that's the end of the first quarter, everybody. We've got 3 more quarters played tonight.
Well, it looks like, you know, that delay, they're both got a little rust on them coming off that delay, so hopefully they got that out of it. Now we play clean, 3 clean quarters now of football.
You hope they play 3 clean quarters of football. Now, you got some good teams at East High and also at Liberty and the Bakersfield Blitz. How would you compare East program now during the time you were there? Because I know that Maples won a title there in 2004, I believe it was. They had kind of a down spell. Seemed like they're on the up again, East High. They're on all sports.
Yeah, you kind of go, you have your peaks and valleys there. I know when I took it over, they had won a game in 3 years, and so it took some work.
I interviewed you after a game for Time Warner Cable back in the late 90s.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Right on.
And, you know, the second year we went to the playoffs. We lost to semifinals, actually. Lost to a Sanger team.
And always Sanger. They're always going to be in the playoffs.
From then on, we got it going, got it rolling, and
they have a nice football stadium. I really like it.
Yeah.
Back to the second quarter here on the KernHighNetwork.com. Rick Van Horn with Mark Heffernan, and second down and 16 for Independence. As we move right to left here in the second quarter, whites with maroon helmets and numbers. North High in a deep gray unis with red letters. We'll toss out. Duluth, nice cutback. Midfield 50. First down, dragged out of bounds. There's your star for North, making the tackle.
Looks like we got another penalty.
Would be 55 with the tackle for North High. Linebacker, center for the Stars, but a penalty against Independence. Coach was talking to Whitby on the sidelines. He probably calls the defensive plays. 6 feet, about 220. Third-year starter. Leader of that D.
That's 2 big offensive plays for Independence has been called back.
And both times they had a first down. Long play. Got the first down by about 2 yards to spare. So they're going in the wrong direction, back and forth. A lot of negative yards for them in the game.
Chasing the chains again, chasing the chains.
The net yards don't look that good. Total yards look good, but net yards do not look that good. 11:55 to play in the second quarter, no score. Here from Elias Stadium. Elias Bowl, first game played here since the death of Turk Elias, the famed longtime football coach here at North. He died at the age of 93, lived a long life. Passed to the far side and a nice run to about the 45 in North High territory.
Nice catch and run there by Aubrey Jones, number 12.
Well,
looks like
Independence has moved the ball coach, but the penalties have hurt them.
Yeah, they have
can't put a drive together without mental mistakes.
They have shot themselves in the foot a couple times, but it looks like they've got some playmakers. This Aubrey Jones is in play. Henderson, we still haven't seen Braden Gordon yet.
Yeah, I wonder what's going on with that. Guy said he put on 15 pounds of muscle since last year, around a 4.5 340, and one of the leaders of the team, number 2. Man in motion, moving on defense. I don't know if the defense touching offensive lineman for Independence or what was going on, or movement against Indy. Yep, it's against North.
Nice little form of trickery there by Independence.
Neutral zone. So Indy gets a little break and has the first down. 1st and 10 at the North High 41-yard line. Indy moving in the right direction here. As they look to the sideline. Yes, indeed. Mr. Gordon is in the game. Number 2, Braden, line from the right slot. Now, looks like he has the football. And he gets the forward and driven back. So we just talked about him. Inside handoff was not going anywhere, but he has good speed if you can get him out in the open. But good job on North High to just kind of not allow him to get to the outside.
Yeah.
But he has speed, like I say, use him.
Yeah, if you've got 4.53 speed, that's almost 4.4 range. So
as you know, Coach, you can't teach speed.
You can't. You either got it or you're chasing it.
Yep. It's a matter of getting a little seam there. He gets a little seam, he can gain some big yardage. Borelli, number 8. Sergio Borelli, quarterback, looking right for Independence. Flush out of the pocket. Nice pressure. And he goes down. Ball comes loose. They call him out a fumble or down. Was his knee down? Well, Johnson on the quarterback there. Wow.
Well, they
could not get around the outside of the quarterback.
They got a first down on a nice little trickery play and then shoot themselves in the foot again.
Like I said, you got to get rid of the ball. Just get rid of the ball if you're the QB. You got a guy running a sideline pattern, throw it in that direction. Don't take the sack.
Throw it out of bounds. Live to fight another day.
Yeah, just don't take a sack. That just really throws you off. It's always got to be in your head, I think, as a QB, something to think about when you rush like that. 3rd down long, 3rd and 21. Wow. So Borelli calling signals. Bad snap. Looks left. Lost behind. He has a man open. And it's caught. First down. Got past the North High defense. Raymond Henderson with the grab, number 11. Long first down play for Indy inside the 20-yard line, inside the 15 of North High territory. Just beat that DB. The pass was a little bit underthrown. Nevertheless, a long pickup for Independence.
Independence isolated Henderson out here, one-on-one coverage, and we talked about that earlier. When you've got receivers, good receivers, you've got to take advantage of those one-on-one situations.
Lofted it out there very well in the one-on-one coverage. Indy, 1st and 10. Borelli gives the ball to 23. Jacob Garibe up the middle. Pickup of 2 or 3 yards up the gut for the Falcons at the 10-yard line. 2nd down. 2nd and a long 7 for Independence. 9 minutes plus to play in the first half. A first half that has taken an eternity because we had a long delay. But such is life. And it's getting cooler right now. Borelli looking left. Lost it to the end zone. Has a man there. It should be a touchdown for Independence. Yes.
It is.
Ramon Henderson, who have a long pass play to actually set up this score. Tall receiver, probably at least 6'2", to throw it up in the air for him. Jumps up, catches it.
They went trips away, put Henderson on the backside, and that time they actually kind of doubled in that time. The North High safety came over, but it didn't come over far enough and fast enough.
Yeah, he's a big receiver, and to throw the ball up to the air, he can go up and catch it. But you have the defense beat. Nice throw by Borelli. 6-0 Independence. We have a long pass play to set up the first down. And that's up and it's good. Ramirez with a kick for Independence. 8:44 to play in the second quarter. The Falcons 7, the North High Stars nothing. On the KernHighNetwork.com with Mark Heffernan and Rick Van Horn. So a good series for Independence. You know, they had a few mishaps here and there with penalties, things like that. They were able to go past their adversity and actually had a couple of big plays.
Yeah, they did. I think it all started when they had that fourth down stop against North High there and got a little momentum, and they turned it back on to into offensive momentum there. But they do have some playmakers. This Henderson kid, he can play.
It's a matter of finding out who your playmakers are.
Yeah.
And Henderson had a long pass play for the first down inside the 20 and caught the touchdown for Independence on the throw by Borelli. So, got to know who your playmakers are. Find them out during a game like this. As you know, some guys practice very well. They don't perform in games as well. Some guys, you know, Friday night lights are on. They do things they didn't do in practice.
Well,
maybe they're like Iverson. Practice? Are we talking about practice?
I'll put my money.
We know that the I-Man performed in the games.
Yeah. I'll put my money on the guy that practices well over the guy that just shows up on Friday night.
Oh, sure. And because the guys that are practicing well are trying to improve day by day.
Yeah.
And the only way to get better is by practicing hard and learning the fundamentals and repeating them over and over again and just learning about the game and who your opponents are and just trying to get better day by day. You'll know what to do during the game when you practice well. It'll be second nature to you. Line drive kickoff. We'll go through the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 for North at the Stars' 20-yard line. 7-0 Independence. Last year, North won this game 24-14. The Stars only won 3 more games the rest of the year. They were 3-1 in the SEYL, the Southeast Yosemite League. They lost to South High. And Indy was 5-6, with their 6th loss coming in the playoffs. And they had a big loss to Ridgeview in the South Yosemite League in the final game of the league, which was for the championship. They still tied Tehachapi and Ridgeview for the championship of that league, so they had a try championship situation. But I think Indy wants to be in a situation where they get to the playoffs and actually win a playoff game. They won 5 or 6 games every year, except for 1 year they were 1-10. So they've been kind of a team on the verge of doing something more than that. Pass complete to the other side, and that's the first down for Independence. North High with the first down, pardon me. Nice soft pass by Bailey West.
Nice catch by Boggs. I think that's his 3rd catch of the game.
Yeah, Boggs has been a guy you've talked about in this game. Look like he can fly if he catches that ball. You get him in between the defense. Seeing the backfield is pretty good for a quick opener once in a while. He's to the left of Bailey, and I think he has the ball. He cuts in. But a flag, I think, is down.
Looks like it's coming back.
Yeah.
Holding against North High. Well, we haven't seen C in a while. He hasn't carried the ball in about
an hour.
Yeah. Been an hour in between carries, so he should be rested up.
Wow. I'm sure he's ready to go. I'm sure he'd love to carry the ball.
He looked good there.
Well, he's quick. He cuts back against the grain very well. Using to mix it up from time to time. Only down 7-0. You talked about prior to the game that you got to throw the ball even though you're a pass-oriented team. Bay looking right, allow left. Here comes the pressure. Tries to elude it. Good footwork by Bailey West. to the 30-yard line and knocked out of bounds. Yeah, protect your quarterback, guys. Protect your quarterback.
Now, we talked about this early, you know, Bailey West using his legs to win this game, and there he did it. He made a nice, tough run. He didn't get a whole lot.
Yeah.
You know, he got it back to the line.
But if I'm Bailey, when I'm out of bounds, I'm going to stop running because you're the quarterback, and you want somebody to hit you. So he's kind of firing. I like that. Kind
of not real fast. He made a nice read coming off the at the start. His back swung right there. He kind of looked his way. Outside backer jumped that, so he came off and.
2nd and 14. He was looking for a flag, man.
Went to the second receiver.
2nd and 14 for North. A little movement in the defense. It's like more of a 4th-down lineman. High snap to Bailey. Kind of get to the ball. I think it's recovered by Independence. And Mr. Henderson, Ramon Henderson, who's been a big offensive player, now makes a key defensive play for Independence. High snap to Bailey, who could not land on it. Henderson, Johnny on the spot. 1st and 10 for Independence, deep in North High territory. Ramon Henderson, number 11.
Well, you're
so
talking
far
about
the player of the game.
Yeah, you're talking about that player of the game.
We've got
Henderson. We've got Boggs from North. If C ever gets going, he may be in the mention.
He was in the right place at the right time. Now the North High defense has to step up, not allow any points. It's not any more than 3 points. Duluth to the outside to about the 25 and down. Malik Duluth, number 4 for North.
Nice play by Johnson on defense for North.
And I think what was good about North, they really strung out that play very well. Of course, Johnson has the speed to do that and the strength to bring down a smaller runner like Duluth. As the clock is at 7:30 here in the first half. 7-0 Independence, trying to avenge that loss to the Stars last year, 24-14. So the Falcons are trying to soar over the Stars, which actually is impossible, but I just like to say it. Pitch behind the runner, has to fall on it. Number 23, Jacob Garibay. Bad toss by Borelli, and that will cost Independence a number of yards. 3rd down and long coming up for the Falcons.
Well, what are you thinking here? 3rd and a mile, 3rd and 20.
Well, no, they can throw the ball a little bit. I think they're in 2-down territory.
You think they're looking for Henderson?
Well, yeah, I just try to pick up half of it during this play and go for on 4th down.
I don't think he's on the field.
Borelli over the middle, and the pass complete to the other side. Nice catch and move, picks up. He'll be shot of the 1st down by 7 or 8 yards. Now the players are getting into it. Well, the thing about it, we're having a lot of play outside of the sidelines tonight, and that's why we had a flag.
Actually, good pitch and throw by Independence, but that was actually
and he's trying to get more yardage, and the guys on defense are tackling him, and you have more things happening.
That was actually a very good tackle by Boggs.
Yeah.
One-on-one tackle on the outside there.
But when you're off the playing field, you got to let up, because most times it's going to hurt your team. So the officials will talk about it on the far side. We had quite a brawl in that Detroit Tiger New York Yankees game yesterday.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, 3 of them.
8 ejections.
Looked like Gardner's looked for somebody else to hit, man. See what they call here as Independence is coming up to the football. 6:31 to play in the first half. 7-0 Falcons over the Stars. Personal foul against North. And that's it. Well, it's on the tackle. Extracurricular on the far side. You push the guy out of bounds, the play is over with. But who knows what was going on, you know.
Well, both teams, they're even Steven down on bonehead plays.
Unfortunately, North High is down 7-0. Independence is in scoring territory. Because they had the bad snap to the quarterback. Henderson fell on it. Gabrielle with inside handoff, and the Stars are up to the task. 3 or 4 Stars converging on the tackle.
Looks like Austin Burchett, first guy and last guy that brought him down.
So a good read by the North High defense. 2nd and goal from the 12-yard line for the Falcons. They're going to use as much time off the clock as they can, as the clock is down at 6 here in the 2nd quarter. Even though we had a long delay, the clock has actually moved fairly well since we have resumed play. I think it was 3:19 to go in the 1st quarter when we had the delay, 3:19. Gabrrielle to Gordon. Touchdown, Independence. There he is. Gordon caught the ball at the 5. He was wide open, waltzed to the end zone. And now...
You're talking about Gordon.
Is that a penalty for excessive celebration or something? Gordon was wide open over the middle. He caught the ball and was easing to the touchdown. The guy number 2.
Made a nice catch.
We talk about his speed. Now he's been used a little bit here in the game, but he's so quick.
Yeah,
has such great acceleration.
I think he'll be. I'd like to see him on the kickoff return and punt returns.
So my thing is that the excessive celebration rule. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't see much excess there, but I don't have the yellow flag. So
touchdown, officially 13-0 Independence. Looks like Indy is just getting started in this game. They're just getting warmed up. Oh, that's against North. North had a couple personal fouls here late. On the sideline there.
I think
on the pass reception here.
This one's going to be enforced on the kickoff, so.
33. Single point conversion attempt for Independence. Trying to make it 14-zip. Nice snap. Line drive kick. No good, wide left. So the score remains the same, 13-0 Indy over North High at Eliadas Field. So Independence has been the better team coming out after that long delay. Seems like they've refocused, and they're just getting warmed up, if you ask me. No pun intended.
Well,
kind of utilize more players and seem to have more hop in their step.
Yeah. They've got, right off the bat, just from the the quarter and a half that we've watched, they've got more playmakers than North High right now.
And they're taking advantage of those playmakers, Rick. North High looking a little bit down right now. They have to strap it up and get going. But what really hurt them, of course, was a bad snap to the quarterback, Bailey. And Henderson fell on it deep in North High territory after they scored the touchdown. So it's like you have a 2-thing back-to-back. And now mentally, North is a little bit down. I could tell us by their mannerisms. Then they had a couple of key penalties this last drive. So Independence is moving the football, and North is helping them out. But you have to, as you know, play 4 quarters. Like I tell kids, 4 years goes by so quickly. Play every game like it's your last. Whether you're down by 20, up by 20, or tied, it's making a difference. Play the entire game. You never get that game back.
Right.
I mean, it's all about playing and contributing. It's all about being a part of something bigger than yourself. So Independence kind of has the mojo right now and has the momentum in their favor. It's up to North to get some of that back. And you're right, Indy has playmakers and has faster guys they can go to. But you have to be more careful with the football. You try to be fundamentally sound if you're North High. And you got to get the ball to Mr. Johnson if you're North. James Johnson.
Yeah, I don't know what the holdup is now.
Today's game brought to you by Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, the U.S. Army, Pab Solar and Communications, Tony's Pizza, Raymond's Trophies, and KHSD Personnel. By the way, Rick and I will select a player of a game, the player of tonight's game. they will get a free pizza and a T-shirt from Tony's Pizza. I must say, they have great pizza. I've been there many times. Know the owners. Have a lot of locations, too. Have one in the Tejon Outlet Center, California Avenue, Ming Avenue, Chapter, I think on Callaway. They've really expanded over the years. And great people, Rick, too.
Yeah.
Really treat people, customers right. They're nice to me. And I really support high school athletics in the area. I see them on a lot of programs, a lot of high school programs. Tony's Pizza. So we'll select the player of the game in the fourth quarter after tonight's game. North High wants to get a player of the game. So Independence will be kicking off from the North High 45-yard line. 13-0 Indy over the Stars. Turk Eliadis Field. The first game played at North. Since the death of Turk, who was 93 years old. Longtime coach here at North. Was a tough guy. Remember, he used to ref high school basketball games. That dude had the biggest arms I've ever seen. Big, hairy arms. Guys give him a bad time. He just stare at them. You know, it's like, forget it. He was a menacing kind of guy. You know, I didn't know him personally. I probably talked to him twice. He's had a kind of old school look to him. Don't run it out. It'll be 1st and 10 for North at their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Independence was offsides on the kickoff, didn't it? About 3 yards.
And the officials missed that, huh?
Official missed that, so they had a long enough delay. We didn't need another penalty.
So Victor Boggs, number 4, has been a key cog for North tonight, as you mentioned. 4, pretty good speed, returns kickoffs for North. Couldn't return that one because it was in the end zone. But obviously you got to get Boggs and Johnson into the game, get them involved, get some touches for North. Get the balls to your best players. Most the quarterback on the keeper. Now it comes back to the right as everything's broken down, getting some blocks. And he's down at the 14-yard line. Did a lot of running and went nowhere, but lost 6 or 7 yards on the play. So he looked for something downfield, but everybody was covered. A lot of exertion for nothing.
Yeah.
But a long loss.
You know, early in the season, teams like North, they're trying to find their identity. You know, are they going to be a throwing team? Are they going to, are they going to be a play-action team? Are they going to be a
let's just throw short passing game. Run the ball a little bit and throw a short passing game. That's what I would say. Yeah. Let's not try to throw deep.
Well,
he's not having time to throw.
Yeah.
Just work on your game and run the ball a little bit. Don't even worry about the score, I would say, at this point. Just try to do some main things. Is that C, the ball carrier? A 5-yard pickup. I don't have a problem with that one. You get 5 yards back. We have 3rd and 10 coming up for North. But I don't think they have the playmakers that Indy has as far as throwing it deep. But, the thing that really hurt them was that, fumble, the bad snap to the quarterback, which gave Indy great position. They won it by 2 scores. It wouldn't be as bad as if it was 7-0.
Yeah,
it looks like they're going to have trouble.
Nice little drive going in here before halftime to stay in this game.
They need some confidence. Baylor looking right, sets up to throw. There's a man open. It's caught, first down. Across the 35. First down, North High. Jeremiah Minifield, number 7.
Nice
small receiver
route by.
It was a good throw and nice catch.
Bailey West at Minifield.
Need to get a couple of first downs back to back to back. It's like, see the ball carry across the 40 to about the 41.
So they've got to take advantage. On that play there, they had Boggs split out wide left and one-on-one coverage, and DB was off about 7 yards, and so you got to take advantage of that. As Boggs develops, and so does Bailey, that might be a slight adjustment where they go to that automatically.
Boggs to this side. Madden, far side for North High. Bailey at QB. They're looking left. Lost it deep down the left sidelines. Double coverage. And picked off. The Indy. Number 9 with the pick. Taking it back down the sidelines to the 40, 30, 20. Nice cutback. And it's about the 15-yard line. David Hernandez came over, double coverage for Indy. Ball was slightly overthrown. Hernandez with a pick, takes it deep into North High territory.
I don't see any flags, so I think it's going to stand.
Wow. Independence making the plays in this game. Been a great second quarter for them.
One thing
that's a 12-yard line.
One thing in Bailey Weston's defense is he's having problems getting the snap back from the center.
Takes so much time.
He's had several that were high.
By the time he grabs the ball, the pressure's on him. It's like about a couple of seconds there.
Yeah. So his eyes are having to readjust to find the ball and then get it back downfield and find his receivers.
Timeout North High, 3:02 to play here in the first half. 13-0 Independence. Yeah, the Falcons will drive it again after the long interception and return by David Hernandez. Double coverage on the receiver for North High. So North High has had the INT. They had a fumble in the backfield. Independence, taking advantage of the opportunities given them. Of course, you have the long pass plays to Henderson. One for a first down, the other for the touchdown for Indy. So the Falcons have made the big plays tonight. Their own penalties hurt them early. That was primarily before the delay. They have been the better team after we resumed play. They are just playing like they should. The first part of the game, they were kicking themselves, but after the delay, they've been the team that has risen and North has gone the other direction.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see that in a long delay in a game.
Yeah.
I can't really explain it either.
And we said that delay wasn't going to be beneficial for either team, and it hasn't for North.
Maybe Independence just made it beneficial for themselves. Barelli on the keeper. Hit and goes forward inside the 10-yard line. About the 8.
That's the first time we've seen the option for Barelli because
he picked up 5 yards. He was hit, but he gained the last 3 on the dive, so he did a great job making something out of nothing. It was a 1-1 tackle. But they just have a little more oomph to their step. They're hitting harder, getting to the holes quicker. Independence. North is retreating somewhat. They're down, and that's pretty much why they're moving the ball. You turn the ball over like that in your own territory, you get down. 2:20 to play. Barella at QB with a man in motion. Barella to Duluth. Right to left. Touchdown, Independence. Malik Duluth, number 4, with a touchdown for Independence. Kind of weaved his way through the defense. Really kind of an easy score for him.
Just right up the gut, a little counter right up the gut from his wing spot. And
Duluth and Gordon and some other players are so quick in their team. They see an opening, a small little seam. They take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And the third touchdown of the game for Independence, 19-0 Falcons. Well, the North High crowd very quiet this evening with 2:16 to play. Well, the band had to play a lot during the delay. That was a hike back to Garibay. Almost like they make the 2-point conversion, 19-0 Independence here late in the second quarter. They have dominated this quarter and the latter part of the first quarter.
Yeah, they have, and you saw that. This is Coach Lucero's 3rd year, and this is an offense that he's running, this flex bone that, once you get a whole cycle through the system, you get better and better at running this thing. And this is an offense that you see Bakersfield High run, some other West High runs at some other teams around town. But the more you run it, the better you become, the better the timing becomes. And the key for Coach Lucero is these kids have probably been running this on the freshman and JV level. Now they're up to speed into it, and they do it fairly well.
Seems like they just clicked in this game. After the delay that came out, they just clicked all of a sudden. It really helped them mentally or whatever. They were not quite into it during the first portion of the game before we had a delay, and ever since resumed play, they've been a much better team. They've gotten their best players into the game. They made plays. And right now they have all the momentum. The defense has created some turnovers and taken advantage of it. But they just have a lot more step than North High. A lot more confidence right now. Totally different team than the team that started the game.
Oh.
No, you don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to down it. Yeah, actually, his knee hit down before he caught the ball. Then he put his knee down again after he had possession of it. He could have ran up to about the 20-yard line, but maybe he thought it was a punt. So for North, they're inside their 15-yard line again, 1st and 10.
Just a young mistake by a junior, so
he just got confused.
He'll learn.
9-0 Falcons over the Stars.
Now we talked about keeping Bailey West clean, and before the break, you know that before the long break there, they did keep him clean. Now you're seeing Independence put some pressure on him and force him out of the pocket. You see him had to run a couple times, so I think Independence has found their game plan to put pressure on this guy.
Bailey gives off to C across the 15 to the 16-yard line. On 1st down, short game. And a 2nd down coming up for the Stars. Clock at 2:01 to play here in the first half. 19-0 Falcons over the Stars. Stars having a lot of trouble with the Indy defense. You know, the long pass from Bailey that was picked off, and then a long return for Independence, David Hernandez. High snap to Bailey, which led to Independence's 2nd touchdown. You know, Henderson had a recovery that time. Henderson also caught a pass that led up to a score. Then he caught the touchdown pass. But since we have that long delay with the ambulance situation, Independence has kind of come of age in this game. They've had a great 2nd quarter, and North High has lost their confidence in this quarter.
I believe that timeout was called by Independence, wasn't it? After the long run. So they've got 2 timeouts left. I think they're going to try. They want to get the ball back.
They want to get the ball back and score again.
Yeah.
I was telling a North High player, a junior varsity player at halftime, I said, "You guys are up 21-0. You're not going to sit on it, are you?" He goes, "I don't think so." I said, "You don't think so? You guys got to play hard 4 quarters regardless of the score." And actually, that game was 21-0 for a long time, so they kind of eased up. Put that pedal to the metal, unless you've scored 70 or 80 points. 2nd down and 7 for North High. Bailey looking right, plenty of time. Rolls to his right, lofts it, overthrew his receiver. Had him open but missed him. Not sure how he missed him. On the coverage, Luis Alvarez for Independence, number 5. Threw the ball too high. And we have 3rd and 7 coming up for the Stars. Just having trouble getting that chemistry working in this game.
Yeah.
That was a pass you really can't miss. Guy was open, only had to throw the ball 12 or 15 yards. 3rd down. C, little cut back, and down to the 18-yard line. Excellent D by Independence. Jaden Irvin, number 7, was in on the tackle along with a number of other Indy players, such as Lance Henderson, number 65. A big guy for Indy, a fine basketball player, yes.
Yeah.
He's got very soft hands in basketball for a big guy. He's got a nice little touch from the outside and good rebounder. Independence
calls that timeout, so they're going to get 4th.
They want it back.
They're going to
get
this
the right
ball
attitude.
Back.
We want more. We never have enough. That's how I look at it. Now, they're probably going to set up for a return, not try to block the kick. Because you don't want to have a penalty on run to the kicker, and you got a fine return man, Henderson, who's had a solid first half, number 11, Ramon Henderson, back, standing at the 50-yard line. And one of Bailey's punts was end over end earlier today. He'll be punted from the 5-yard line. 1:47 left here in the first half, 19-0 Independence on the KernheimNetwork.com. Mark and Rick, Rick and Mark. Sounds like a good radio team. So blockers in front of him. Nice snap. Took a little North High roll, but I think it hit the back of a North High player on his heel. at the 45-yard line. First down for Independence at their own 45. 1:37 left. They have plenty of time. North High is going to make some defensive stops. Don't give up any more here in the first half. No penalties, no hitting guys late. No hitting of guys out of the sidelines. Straight football. Time to be mentally tough. You're a North High Star. Remember, we got another half of play. 1:47 here in the second half. To do your best. Barella to throw. It's complete far side. That's a first down.
Don't think he got out of bounds there, but he got a first down, so the clock's going to stop.
Deontay Brown for the reception. Nice throw and first down for Indy. The ball being on the right hash mark for the Falcons. Barella and company. Two guys in a slot for the Falcons. Four-man defensive front for North. His pass is lofted. Perfect to Henderson. He will take it to the house. The Falcons' house. Touchdown, Independence. Ramon Henderson, number 11. Wide open, the big guy. Too easy. Perfect spiral thrown by Borelli.
I thought we had a pretty good matchup here. We had Boggs lined up on Henderson, and Henderson was wide open. He ran right past Boggs.
So Sergio Borelli getting plenty of time to throw and searching for his big man, Henderson. Wide open that time. He's kind of waltzed into the end zone. Talk about really grabbing the momentum. Independence playing in high gear here in the second quarter. They have scored 25 points in this quarter. Timeout Stars. Taking advantage of some mistakes by North. This time it's just on their own.
Let me ask you something. Was that 25 points in the second quarter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't score in the first quarter. Tonight's game brought to you by Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, the U.S. Army, Pab Solar and Communications, Tony's Pizza, Raymond's Trophies, and KHSD Personnel. And by the way, speaking of personnel, I'm giving a plug right here. KHSD Superintendents. The Superintendent is Dr. Brian Schaefer. The Assistant Superintendent of Instruction is Dr. Brenda Lewis. The Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services and Innovative Programs is Dr. Dean McGee. And the Director of School Support Services is Stan Green. But the School Support Services Coordinator is Kyle Wiley, our guy. Kyle is the man. I know he's listening. So Independence looking for another single-point conversion, up 25-0 here with 1:15 to play in the first half. They had a long delay. That happened at the 3:19 mark of the first quarter when there was no score.
I don't know why Coach Brown and the head referee are talking, or what they could be talking about.
He's upset about something. It's not just a score. The principal of North was Mark Balch. Great name there. Assistant Principal of Instruction is Chris Persons. The Assistant Principal of Administration is Patrick Blake. The Athletic Director is Brian Huens. And the Activity Director, Allison Toy. North High, the Stars, trying to shine bright tonight. Late here in the second quarter, have a halftime, then the second half coming up. In a game that started at 8 o'clock because a player was hurt in the junior varsity game, so we had a delay there. Then a long delay here in the varsity game, I guess 35 to 45 minutes. And it wasn't a player that was hurt, it was somebody from the stands, a fan. And it took a while for a second ambulance to arrive when the first one left. And now a long conversation between Coach Brown and the official.
Yeah, it's 9:50 and we haven't hit halftime yet.
And now we have a lot of discussion on the field. Not sure what's going on there. Nice snap. PAT is up, and it is good. Split the uprights. 26-0 Independence over North. Now the home of the Stars, Turk Iliadis Field, has not been a great first game of the year for North at home. Now, last year they won at Independence 24-14. And I thought they had a chance in this game. They're going to have to really do some things in the second half. They're playing a team really that has more playmakers, as you said, in Independence.
Yeah, and
a couple of turnovers at North didn't help them, but they've kind of slowly gone down mentally in this game as Independence has scored more and more. So their body mannerisms have to change in the second half. That's part of the issue. It's not so much physically, it's mentally with them.
Yeah. Coming into this game, Independence a little bit more polished on offense, you could tell, than North High.
So Independence will be kicking off here late in the first half. Remember, they got the ball at their own 45 and scored very quickly on a pass to Ramon Henderson, who has scored twice tonight and recovered a fumble. Pick number 11. He also set up that first touchdown that he scored the touchdown on. Number 11 has been hard to cover. He was very wide open on the last touchdown play. Find out who your playmakers are and get the ball to them. Line drive. The North, 20, 25-yard line. It's about the 31, 32-yard line for North, 1st and 10 for the Stars. Clock running, 1 minute to play here in the first half. What will North do in the situation down by 26 points? Just run the football, I would think.
Let's run this football, get to halftime, and regroup.
Regroup, Stars. We have a beautiful gym to our right. This is North High home of the Stars. Beautiful gym. Another snap over the head of Bailey. He rolls to his right. He's going to take it. Here's the whole thing as a center. You don't let your quarterback eat the football. You got to get the ball to him. Just saying. Quarterbacks hit that time by 3 players in defense. You got to protect your quarterback, and that's part of it. Not just blocking for him. That ball was hiked 5 feet over his head.
Independence calls timeout. They want the ball again.
Not the Falcons. I mean, that's one guy you can hardly afford to lose unless you have a backup. I mean, if you can't hike better than that, maybe don't go with the spread or get somebody else. You got to hike the ball to him. It's only 5 yards away.
Yeah, that's crucial when you run the spread.
And the problem, he picks it up and 3 or 4 guys hit him and knock him down. That's the guy you got to have healthy. It's only your first game of the year. I'm sure you've been practicing that for the last 3 weeks. That's just a fundamental thing. Now, having quarterback over center is a different story. Then you don't have that problem. And the thing is, they should be running the football now anyway, not even doing anything. The spread, they're down by 26, 49 seconds to play. Why even pass balls late in the second quarter? Just run it and then regroup and come out in the second half. Because I saw that happening last year in JC. I couldn't figure out why the guy was hiking the ball over a 6'3" quarterback. Get back behind center. A little play action. Bailey throws it in coverage, and it's picked off. I think it's picked off. I think he had control of it, but we'll see what the officials call. Looked like he had control, then he tried to get up and run. Bailey was pressured. Just threw that one up for grabs and has another INT. Nice catch.
42 seconds for Independence. Is that enough time? I think
for them, it's enough time.
I think so.
Because they can score very quickly.
Yeah. All right, you've got Henderson down here against Boggs.
Oh, yeah.
1-on-1.
I just be playing him back.
I would say get
Keep
the ball
play in front of you.
Get the ball to Gordon now.
Now he's rolling to his right. Gabrrielle of the backfield. The pass incomplete, dropped on the far side. Looked like the running back tried to run before he caught the ball. He was going left and the ball was bouncing to his right. He was thinking upfield. He had some blockers. He could have gained good yards on the far side.
I think if they come back and put Gordon down the seam, what you call middle open there, they're going to have something.
2nd and 10 for Independence. 21 seconds left in the first half. Gabrrielle, 2 receivers wide right.
At 44.
33.
4 seconds.
.33 seconds on the clock. Indy looking for some more, up by 26 points here in the first half. On the KernheimNetwork.com. Gabrrielle, low snap, rolling to his right. Lost the high down the right sidelines, double coverage. Looks to be picked off by North if they win the battle. Yeah. Give the INT to North High. Another play where it looked like the North High player caught it. Independence receiver was trying to take it away, but North had possession. The official called it and said first down North High. Whether you're a receiver or a defensive back, as you know, you got to go up strong for that ball and cradle it. Because some players are more physical now than they used to be.
North High had great position for the interception, so the Independence guy has got to become a DB then. So now North High's got 27 seconds.
Hey, they had an IT in the game, something positive to talk about at halftime. They got an IT.
They got to stop these wheels from falling off. Let's just give it to C, or C, I should say. And let's get into halftime and regroup.
1st and 10 for the Stars. Limited time left in the second quarter. Bailey, for some reason, is throwing. Now flushed forward. Gets hit pretty good there at the 22-yard line. That could be spearing. If you're Bailey, got to get down, though. I mean, now they're going to go to call against Indy. But my thing to Bailey there, your quarterback, throw the ball away or duck or something.
In this situation,
I would just be running the football.
Yes.
He's going to get hurt in this game.
The way the night's going, let's just run it, get into halftime, regroup.
But as a QB, you should know when to hit the deck and when not to. And don't tug for extra yards. Guys are going to go after you. You're a very important player. And
that penalty is going to be against North High, I think. Against.
Is it holding or?
The running back, C.
I guess he's out of the game. I don't know what's going on.
I can't tell. Did they might have ejected C. They might have ejected C.
Interesting. Sportsmanlike. Almost looked like an Indy player speared Bailey. Then this happened after that particular play.
He's still in the game, but they didn't inject him.
Well, that's good.
So.
But North is going in the wrong direction.
Well.
Just run the football. See, I think he should be lined up behind center myself. Because it gets very dangerous down there inside your 10-yard line. A high snap, they can recover in the end zone. That's a good snap. Bail out of the back for the pass, complete to the 10, 15-yard line. Nice straight arm. It's about the 25. Stars. Minifield with a catch. And goes out of bounds for North. They mark it at the 24-yard line, 8 seconds left. And 3rd down and 9 for the Stars.
Yeah, actually a good throw by West to Minifield.
We will select the Tony's Pizza Player of the Game tonight. The winner will receive a T-shirt and a free pizza from Tony's Pizza, with many locations in the Bakersfield area, on California Avenue, Ming Avenue. I think they're off of Callaway. I know they're in Shafter, and also in the Tejon Outlet Center. I'm probably missing one somewhere along the way.
All right, the way they're going, they got trips away. They got Johnson isolated here, but Independence is a semi-pre.
On 3rd and 9, and fumble in the backfield, and they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Should be last play of the first half.
I think they were looking for Johnson on that play.
At the half, it is Independence 26, North High nothing on the KernHighNetwork.com. This is the CurrentHighNetwork.com at halftime from North High School. It is Independence 26, North nothing at Turk Elias Field, the Turk Bowl. A longtime coach here at North High, and he passed away during this past year. He was 93 years old. It has been a very quiet first half for North. We had an exceptional delay tonight. Actually, the game started at 8 p.m., so it was delayed by 20 to 30 minutes. And then somebody from the stands, I guess, got sick or injured, something like that, and the ambulance came, but it took a long time for a second ambulance to take its place. So we had about a 40-minute delay, and that was at the 3:19 mark in the first quarter. The score was 0-0 when we came back and we resumed play. After that, Independence just took off. The Falcons have scored 26 since then, and North nothing. North had a couple of turnovers, a high snap over the quarterback's head, which he couldn't fall on. Then he had a couple of INTs, Bailey West, but Independence started using their playmakers, coach, and really just picked up momentum and took off from there. A great second quarter for Independence.
It was. They found their groove, and they started moving the ball around. You know, I think probably in that second quarter there was 3 different guys that scored touchdowns. So you could tell that first half that Independence has more playmakers that first half. North High does have some. I mean, they've got James Johnson, they've got Victor Boggs, and they've got the running back number 21, C. He looked good in flashes. He never got the ball enough to get
he couldn't break anything.
You know, a good rhythm.
Well, Ramon Henderson scored a couple of touchdowns for Independence, both with receptions, also recovered a fumble. He's been the best player. But Braden Gordon scored a touchdown pass over the middle of the 5-yard line. He hasn't touched the ball that much in the first half. And then David Hernandez had a long interception return, which set up a score for Independence. And Duluth scored the final touchdown, number 4. So Henderson with a couple of scores, Duluth and Gordon for Independence. They have dominated this first half, primarily the second quarter, leading 26-0 over North High. The North High fans have been very quiet over the past 30 minutes. The band's been playing a lot tonight because we had a long delay, so they're getting their practice time. And if you're in North High, you have this, what kind of locker room chat would you have if you were coaching their team?
Well, I mean, a lot of those mistakes they had in the first half were self-inflicted.
Right.
You know, it starts with the center quarterback exchange. You know, they've had quite a few bad ones, forcing Bailey West out of his rhythm, throwing that whole timing off for their offense. So they never really got into a rhythm, especially after that break and going into that second quarter.
And, of course, being down by a lot, Bailey West is having to throw the ball in every down, and so he's not getting the protection. He's rolling out of the pocket, and you got to protect your quarterback. One thing is you have to get the ball to him when he's in that the situation 4 or 5 yards away from the center. Otherwise, just have him be behind center with a snap.
Yeah. We'll find out what we'll find out what kind of mind frame they're in, because they're playing defense. Independence gets the ball to open the second half. So if they've changed their mind frame and they come out, they're going to get a stop.
Yeah, North High's mind frame is not very good. The mannerisms over the past 6 minutes of the second quarter, they were down. You can tell it. They had some personal fouls which didn't help their team, and Independence rolled with it. And Independence took advantage of every opportunity they had in this game, which you should do as a good offensive team.
Yeah.
So they have the mental approach to Independence and the physical approach in this game, so they're leading both of those. But you as you know, as a former player and coach, you have to play with adversity. You have to overcome adversity.
That's true.
And this is only North High's first game of the year. You're going to learn a situation. You still have a second half of football to go. Every player on their team can get better in these final 2 quarters. Don't give up now. It's just the first game.
And like we talked about, you know, they've got East High next week that just beat Delano.
Yeah, they're going to play some good teams.
And then they open up. Then they go Wasco, who actually lost tonight, and Delano. So games 3 and 4, if they can get their act together, they could easily go into league play, 3 and 2.
It's got to try to figure out as a player individually, what can I do to be better in the second half? You're North High.
Yeah.
As an individual player, what can I do to be better? Don't worry about the first half of the score.
Right.
Just you look at the big picture here, the entire season. It's just one game, your first game. A lot of guys don't play well in the first game, and they improve during the course of the year.
Yeah.
Some teams have a great first game, and then they struggle after that. You can't put too much on the first game.
Right.
But you can play with more focus in the second half of your North. You can put a little more effort into it, cut down on mental mistakes, and play your best football. Because this week leads to next week, and next week of practice.
Let's go.
Let's find ways to get better as a player and as a team.
Yeah. Let's get back to our game plan. 10 yards. That's all we're looking for. We want first downs right now. Keep some drives going. Get some momentum. And
that's what they need, like about 2 or 3 first downs in a row, which they really haven't had.
Yeah.
Get some continuity in that offense to give them confidence to move on from there. You'll kick yourself in the foot and have penalties and turnovers, and it's got to improve those fundamentals, the center snaps and a few other things. You can't help it if a guy's faster than you. You could try to be in the right position, but you can help the mental mistakes, the fundamentals. You can improve on those, and you'll be working on those the entire year. So repetition, repetition, repetition. You could always get better as a player. Look at basketball players like Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron. Those guys work hard in the offseason. They're always trying to improve their game. Always trying to do something to improve their game. Something they haven't done before to get better at. They have the right attitude. As great as they always feel they can be better.
That's true. That's true.
And whether you're a performer or announcer or a ball player, should have the same character. So North High kicking off from their own 35, down by 26. Need a defensive stop and actually need 1 or 2 turnovers. That would help, especially try to create the turnovers. Independence with a great first half. That's Gordon. Look at his speed to about the 44. Just kind of accelerated, hesitated, and boom.
We talked about, hoping to see him on a kickoff return or punt return. So you saw a little burst of that 4 or 5
speed. Yeah, you can tell if he has a seam. You got a big guy in Henderson. You got Duluth. Got him. A lot of weapons for Indy with speed. They're actually a team that's just getting started. So the Falcons with the ball at their own 43-yard line, moving right to left here in the third. Uh-oh. Talk about the quarterback for BCHS, coach, who possibly was lost in this game due to a knee injury.
Well, that will...
Wow, 14-14 game with Garces and Bakersfield Christian. One thing you don't think about in sports is injuries.
And you lose your quarterback that threw for 4,000 yards last year.
Like OMG, you would say.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not an injury, and hopefully it's not serious. Ridgeview was ahead of Stockdale 13-7 at the half. Second down. Burrell over the middle. Pass complete to Henderson. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another one. To the 30. Breaks another tackle. Falls down at the 20. Ramon Henderson, number 11. Just eluding stars right and left. Been a big play guy tonight on both sides of the field. Impressive player, number 11. Speed, power. Do it all.
Yeah.
You don't have the dimensions on the players, but
he came all the way. He was the ex-receiver out here on the left, and he came all the way inside and caught that. And North High, a little cover 2 there with
Ramon Henderson.
Didn't get a whole lot of drop from their linebackers.
Near side. Barella still quarterback. First man through. That's number 23, and that's Jacob Garibay for Indy. Nice pickup. Pushing that North High defensive line back off the ball.
I think what you're going to see Independence, they've got a 26-0 lead. Been throwing the ball well, big plays. But knowing Coach or watching Coach Lucero, I think he wants to get this ground game going. I don't think he's real happy with his ground game yet.
Coach Lucero, third year. There's Garibay again, up the middle. Looks to have the first down. So back-to-back runs by Garibay. Looking at the spot on the far side. 10 minutes to play in the third quarter. 26-0 Independence over North. There's a first down for the Falcons.
I think this is a game, you know, we talked about. We've got better playmakers. We could score in the air if we have, but, you know, we've worked hard on this run game, and I want to be able to.
Showing pretty good balance. Long snap. Long count for quarterback Gabrrielle. So Gabrrielle again up the middle, a gain of about 1 or 2. So they're working that North High defensive line.
Yeah, I think.
Like I say, we're gonna drive the ball down your throats. You guys are gonna have to stop us.
I think
he wants be more physical here in this quarter.
He wants to see if his front 4 or 5 guys can get off and move somebody. You know, this North High team's a perfect example because they're going to see teams later on in the season that have the same talent and same playmakers that'll nullify those outside guys. So let's see what those 5 guys can do inside.
Henderson near side for Independence. 9-10 to play in the third. Looking for more inside the 10-yard line, Stars territory. Handoff goes virtually nowhere. Like Gabrrielle with a gain of maybe a couple of yards. They're basically just running it in between the guards of North High. They're not trying to be cute, running to the outside. They're telling North, this is what we have, and you've got to stop us. Nothing tricky about this. They could be setting up for a pass, and just like Coach Rick said, they might be trying to take it in on the ground all the way. Let's see what they have ground-wise, Independence. Lost the high towards Henderson. Overthrows him incomplete. Nice coverage by North High. Pass is thrown to the right and down away from Henderson. Good one-on-one coverage. So they set up the pass with that run. 4th down. 4th and goal from the 7 for Independence. They're going for a field goal. I'm surprised.
Yeah, this kicker's had a little trouble.
He's probably just working on this.
Yeah.
Working on the snap and everything else.
He's been all over tonight.
So a 25-yard attempt from the right hash mark. Ball at the 15-yard line. That's a line drive. That's good. It's all be wide left. The line drive home run in baseball.
Yeah.
No height, but it split the uprights. And 29-0 in favor of Independence. So it didn't look pretty, but it was successful from 25 yards away. So things working for Independence with 29 consecutive points. Tonight's game on the KernHighNetwork.com is brought to you by Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, the U.S. Army, Pab Solar and Communications. Hi, John. Tony's Pizza, Raymond's Trophies, and KHSD Personnel. Yeah, I knew John's dad very well, George Pavletich. In fact, when he was doing BC football and basketball, he was an electrician for my uncle for years, Stuart Wattenbarger Homes, and I would clean houses back then in the 70s and everything. And that's how I got to know George Pavletich.
Yeah.
And, of course, got to know John and Paul later on. So, been around the block a few times, and a few times.
No, he was a great one. He was loved hearing his voice.
And I met his dad, John's grandfather, George's dad, one time. Had a conversation with him. Got back to the studios in Wasco. It was a long time ago. Kickoff for the Falcons up by 29-0 here in the third. North High gets something going, Stars. Well, I ran hard until it got up to about 23, then driven back. It'll be first down for the Stars. So first down for North. Very quiet North High Stadium because we were on the home side here at North. A lot of the band members have left. They were playing quite a bit during that long delay in the first half. So at least they were practicing their chops.
They were going to be the most tired people in the stadium.
Well, they work hard.
And it looks like
some members are still around.
All that playing wore them out.
See what North can do in this series. Is that our guy C? The ball carried to about the 27?
Yes, it is. And
well, he's pretty good cutting back against the grain. He hasn't had much to run with. They haven't been able to move the Independence off the ball or really create any seams for him. If he has a small seam, he can make some yards. It's been really tough sledding for him on the ground game. But he has quick feet.
You know, the stats aren't going to bear this after the game, but North High actually has some weapons, and they, you know, with C back there, and Johnson. And West, the way he could throw the ball.
Four-man front for Independence, long count on defense. It's like C that time. Nice burst to about the 30. Hit from behind and dropped.
Looked like Chris Romero there, number 5.
We'll call it 3rd and 3 for the Stars. Need to have this first down to keep the ball and try to establish something. I was behind center. It did not make the first down. Looked like they had a chance.
Little double wing there by the North High Stars.
Independence came up very quickly and matriculated to the ball. So 4th down for the Stars in their own territory.
Well, from body language, it looks like it's against Independence.
James Johnson was trying to get his shoe on, and the referee threw a flag, but I don't know who it's against. Oh, it's against Independence. I'm not sure why they would be talking. They're up 29-0, but who knows? The problem with that, it was 4th and 2, and they give North High a first down, which they did in the first quarter. And that has to be against North. So the officials talking to North and threw the flag.
Yeah.
So what are they doing? You're the beneficiary of a first down. What is the problem? Well, neither coaches will be happy about that. But when you get a good first down, don't give it back. It's just words they're using. It's nothing else. It has nothing to do with playing on the field. It's extracurricular things.
Ready, number 12, your best friend, I love you, even though you're a pain in the butt. Good luck tonight.
6:34 to play in the third quarter on the CurrentHighNetwork.com. It is Independence 29, North High nothing. It's like both teams picking up personal fouls, offsetting penalties. We had one against Indy and now have one against North. Dead ball fouls. It was just with the words they used, not from hitting anybody from behind or something similar to that.
Yeah, they're going to go up 15 yards and then mark it. So that's a first down right there for North. Now they got to go back 15.
Da-da-da-da-da. This is your math quiz for the evening.
And the change should be, there you go.
But for North, it's good because it's 1st and 10, right?
Yeah.
Even though they're still, just outside their own 35, at least they have a first down.
I'm wondering on that. Should that be 1st and 10 or 1st and 25?
So that's a good point there. At the opening to the 40, to the 30. Look at that speed. Nice straight arm. Out of bounds. First down for the Stars inside of the 15-yard line.
Coach Brown not happy with referees. He's giving them an earful.
He hasn't been happy with them the entire night.
Well, maybe
biggest play of the game for North High.
Maybe they found their identity in this double wing.
Got to try whatever you can. It works, Off the middle run, only gains about a half yard before being pushed back. Luis Alvarez, number 5 for Indy. 29-0 Falcons. North High with the ball inside the 15-yard line in Indy territory. See what the Stars can do in this series. Independence with 4 touchdowns and a 25-yard field goal. Scored 25 points in the second quarter. Double wing for North. Nice little run inside the 10-yard line. But a flag is down at the 12-yard line. Cutback move. We're at Turk Eliades Field, Turk Eliades Stadium here at North High. Stars on the rough end of a 29-0 game against Independence. First contest of the year. And they have East High next week. You learn play by play and quarter by quarter, whether you play for Independence or North. So it's like you just try to play hard 4 quarters because some of these guys may not be starting next week. The guys who are on the sidelines, some of them may be starting. So when you have your chance, get in there, do your best, and make something happen. Just because you're a starter, as you know, Coach, the first game of the year doesn't mean you'll be a starter automatically for the entire year. Sometimes guys come on, they get better during the course of the season, they practice hard, especially if they're a sophomore or junior. So when you're on the sidelines for either team, you're not playing right now, that doesn't mean you're not going to play significant minutes or plays during the course of the year. Just keep on working. So North High has they're at the 8-yard line? Actually, outside the 5-yard line.
They're on the 5-yard line. First and 10 on the 5.
Daly with a pitch.
Oh!
They have a touchdown! North High scores! Give the fans something to cheer about.
Hello, double wing. This is an offense that they ran quite a bit last year. And
they've looked better running it. With a quarterback behind the center, you don't have to worry about those
it's good
4 and 5 yard
snaps. And C seems like this is the kind of offense that he fits him better.
Yeah, he does.
Than the spread.
North High converts on the 2-point conversion. Just like that, North High's 8 points. Independence 29, so a nice drive for the Stars as they scored 5:33 here to play in the 3rd quarter. Good job coming back. Coach said running that double T and C being the main ball carrier. Quick burst, off guard, off tackle. Quarterback behind center. And looked very sharp in that drive, North High. So that helps them. The team is a little more pumped up. The guys are holding their heads up a little higher, and they have more confidence. So you make some adjustments at half, and the guys come out and play better in the second half. That's what you want. You always want to keep on improving. Just like scoring runs in baseball, hitting a home run is nothing like that to make you feel better about yourself.
Yeah, they had some help there from Independence defense with some personal fouls there.
Take advantage of the opportunities given to you. Tonight's game being brought to you by Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, the U.S. Army, PAV Solar and Communications, Tony's Pizza, Raymond's Trophies, and KHSD personnel. We'll be selecting a player of the game, Tony's Pizza player of the game, and that player will receive a free T-shirt and pizza, hopefully the biggest kind that Tony's has from Tony's Pizza. Many locations throughout the area. I've had that large one all by myself, like about 12 pieces. I didn't eat it all when I was there. I took some home. Because some people don't think I eat, but I actually do. So that's a great place. They really support a lot of athletics here in Kern County. I see their ads on many programs of games that I do, Tony's Pizza. And a lot of great sponsors this year for our events. KHSD Athletics and our 2nd year live streaming. My first game with Rick and North High kicking off, and they feel better because they scored a touchdown, got the 2-point conversion. So they're on the scoreboard. Don't have the goose egg. Now let's see how they finish. They want to kick it deep this time. So the Falcons will have their own 36-yard line first down. A good job for the Stars. Hanging in there, getting a touchdown, 2-point conversion.
They're going to need about 4 more drives.
And as you know, Coach, it's not so much how the fans feel. You as a player and as a team, you got to take care of business yourself. And you got to feel better about things yourself and do what's needed. And I expect North to play a little bit better defensively on this drive. I hope they do. Burrell at QB. They've been going more to the running game. Independence, a short game up to about the 39-yard line off right tackle. They've had 4 touchdowns and a 25-yard field goal. Independence tonight. They lead 29-0. 29-8 right now. They did lead at 29-0. So North broke that string of 29 consecutive points scored by Indy. Henderson to the inside for Independence. Kind of nickel coverage on him. We'll pitch back. Duluth to the outside, has a first down and more into star territory at the 48. Good block on the far side. And first down for the Falcons.
That's what, Duluth, about his 3rd or 4th carry of the night?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, remember he had a touchdown?
Yeah, he's got a little.
He's quick.
He's got a little quickness in him.
Mm-hmm. He's quick getting to the outside. A very tough one-on-one. Of course, so is Gordon. Think about it, Henderson's got good speed. He has size. So that's why Henderson's very tough to guard. He's on the inside here. In fact, got 2 receivers to the side. But he's athletic and he has size. Play a lineup on the right side, got the ball and thrown back for a loss. North really penetrating to the offensive backfield of Independence that time. Great job by the North High defense.
Couldn't tell who it was. Looked like 52, Damian Morales.
Well, I read that play very well. It was kind of slow developing. But he hit the ball carrier when a runner got the ball from the quarterback. So loss of 3, 2nd 13 for Independence at midfield. So the Falcons looking for more, up by a score of 29-8 here at Eliottis Field, Eliottis Stadium at North High. On a very warm and balmy August evening. First game of 2017 for both of these schools. And timeout, Independence. 2nd 13 going to check it out, see what's happening there. What are we going to do in this particular series? Now, they were running the ball more in the second half as opposed to throwing, which they did quite a bit in the second quarter. Independence.
Yeah, they've got the lead now. They've got a little cushion. They've been working hard since last spring and all in the offseason. They've worked on a lot of stuff. They want to see if it transcends to the field now on Friday night.
Some information about Independence. The principal is Dr. Deb Thompson. I met her last year. Assistant Principal of Instruction, Cy Silver. Assistant Principal of Administration, Kelly Harden. Longtime volleyball coach. Of course, Cy coached baseball here at North. Athletic Director is Derek De La Rosa, and the Activity Director is Grant Bingham. It's Independence. They have a big rivalry with the school. I do quite a bit of things with Ridgeview, so I'm pretty good friends with Stan Davis. I always give him a bad time. Brola to throw, one-on-one coverage, and a pass looks to be picked off. Yes. Second INT of the game for North.
Got 42, Dylan House, left corner there. North High makes a nice interception.
That's their second INT. Have the receiver played perfectly. In fact, he left the house, now he's coming back. Went to the sidelines, and now he's coming back. But there was a flag on the play, that's why. Okay. It'll be a decline. It'll be North football. Good job. Dylan House with INT. Well, that's something positive.
Well, let's see.
2 receptions for North in this game. Defensive backs are doing a better job. They get the touchdown, 2-point conversion, so they're getting better as this game progresses. They're finding things that they can be positive about, which is good. I think the players have a little more, a little better step, a little more jump in their step here in this quarter than they had late in the second quarter for North High.
And number 7, Jeremy
Manyfield, the ball carried to about the 25-yard line. A nice pick of 4 or 5 yards for the North High running back. Should be like second down coming up, maybe 2nd and 6. 3 minutes plus to play here in the third. Independence with a big lead over North, but North playing better football here in the latter stages of the third as they've gone to this double slot offense, more running attack. Looks like C, and a flag is thrown as he gets up to about the 25. More very compact. Everyone is close together as opposed to the spread, which they were trying to execute in the first half. And the center had problems getting the ball to the quarterback.
Well, the philosophy,
the ball over his head, things like that.
Yeah, the philosophy of this double wing is they want 3 yards. 3 times 4 is 12 yards, first down. Okay. Typical wing T, double wing T teams don't punt. You know, if they're backed up in their own.
Clovis West used to run that so well back in the day, and a team that does it great is De La Salle.
Yeah.
They just run up to the ball, and the defense is never set.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Clovis West ran wing T. This is a double wing. If you remember Wasco years ago, they would run this.
Yeah, with that guy who became president. Ball's high, lofted high in the air, incomplete. No flag, double coverage. The referee was in great position, didn't call for it. North High wanted a flag. Ball's a little bit underthrown, though. Could have hit him.
Yeah, it was. Johnson had about a step on him, and Bailey just underthrew the ball.
Fire it out there. Don't be timid, quarterback. Let it fly. So second down coming up for North High at their own 40-yard line. Got a break with the penalty against Independence. Independence has to work on that aspect of their game. Nice run across the 45 to about the 48. So C's kind of been the man most of the second half for North, running the football. He's off the ball quickly.
Yeah. He fits very well into this double wing offense.
Of course, he had the long run, which set up his own touchdown. He's had a few other ones over 5 yards. Look at him run that time. First down and more. Inside the 40 to about the 38. Busting off those plays. Very quick burst. North High has found something. That's cool. Bailey West at QB and timeout Independence. And Coach Brown really happy with the way his team has played in the second half. And that style of ball is very beneficial for the team.
For North High, yes, that double wing, you know, with the 2 running backs they have, Romero and C, they're double wing running backs.
They're very quick off the ball.
Yeah, you're seeing that.
Sometimes you can make adjustments in a game and find something you didn't think was there.
And it's always such a problem to play against a double wing T because it's so hard to recreate in practice. So it's very tough to practice
Can't recreate the quickness or the speed of the other team.
You see it so seldom that you don't want to spend a lot of time defending the double wing. But it can give you fits if you can't stop it.
I won't be back for another 3 weeks. I have Ridgeview games against Frontier and Liberty the next 2 weeks. So have a great time the next couple of weeks.
Who do you have next week?
I have Ridgeview at home against Frontier, I believe. And then they play Liberty at home the following week, or flip-flop.
I think I'm with you again next week.
I think, both games are at home. There's a flag. No, I do PA for Ridgeview, so you'll have somebody else. I mean, you'll see me there. And they're at home next week and the following week. And then Ridgeview has a couple of road games and a bye. So I won't be at Ridgeview for 3 weeks in a row.
Make sure you turn your PA thing down so we can
I get a little excited.
We can talk up here.
Now, if they don't score 13 like tonight, I won't talk as much. But back in the day, for 3 or 4 years, and they had those big-time, when they had Lawrence White and Moy and the other guys, they were scoring 40, 55 points every game, so they had a lot of long plays. Last year, of course, they were a little bit up and down with their scoring. And we'll see about this year. I try to adjust. All about adjusting. They do have great split head potatoes, though. And nachos. And the, what's the other ones? Those sandwiches are really good. Pass out of the backfield complete to the 49 in Independence territory. Short gain. Nice catch by the official on that flag. He's got good hands.
Yeah. This is what you can't do when you run the double wing, though. You can't shoot yourself in the foot with penalties.
Yeah, because you face those long situations.
It's all based
long yard
on
situations.
3 yards. Give me 3 yards. So you can't make any mistakes.
Double reverse. There's a flag thrown at midfield. As is run to about the 45 in Independence territory.
Well, I think we're nearing that 20 penalty mark in this game. We've got another quarter to go.
Blake C, the ball carrier, number 21. Carried the ball quite a bit here in the second half. I don't know if he hurt his wrist or just talked about the glove on his right hand. Well, final play in the third quarter on the KernheimNetwork.com. Mark Heffernan with Rick Van Horn from Turk Eliana Stadium, home of the Stars. 29 for Independence, 8 for North High tonight. Run across the 40 to about the 37 in Independence territory. Latter stages of the third quarter. So it's fourth down for Independence, or for North High. Back in the gun. Quarterback under heavy rusher. Goes to his right, throws it over the middle. It's complete.
Nice grab by Boggs. I don't know
grab,
if
but is he shy of the first down? Depends on the forward progress.
I think they're going to give it to him. I think that's a good spot.
Let's give it to him.
Let's see. First down.
Yep. Nice play. Nice play. Nice throw by Bailey West under duress, going to his right. Great catch by Boggs. Like a good receiver, just went far enough for the first down. Did not come up 5 yards short. So he passed successfully that time. It's 1st and 10 for North. Inside the 30 here late in the third.
I don't know what the holdup here is. North High was ready to go.
Everybody was moving at the wrong time up front. And we have a flag.
The saltiest flute of them all from the flutes. You thought you were salty.
Check out our great sponsors like Kern Schools, U.S. Army, Pab Solar and Communications, Tony's Pizza, Raymond's Trophies, and KHSD Personnel. A lot of great people involved with the process of live streaming these games. Takes a team, just like football or basketball. A lot of people working in coordination with each other. Man, I'm getting deep. Watch out. After 3, it is Independence 29, North High 8 on the KernheimNetwork.com.
Have a big hand for the cheerleaders tonight, everybody. They're doing a great job out there. Here tonight, we've got Madison Ortiz, Carly Jones, Jaylee Rawls, Haley Lewis, Alexi Dean, Aaliyah Lugo, Ashlyn Madden, Hannah Plaza, Ashley Lofton, Chloe Eoff. Go do your Spanish homework, Chloe. Lily Arias, Brianna Sandoval, Katie Curtis, Savannah Bode, Brianna Glidewell, Ava Russell, Emily Flores, Bailey Davis, Caitlin Phillips, Madison Stoll. Do your homework too, Madison. Desiree Madrano, Ashley Turner, and Sydney Brunzel. Great job, girls.
That will start the fourth quarter here from Eli Stadium at North High. It's Independence 29, North 8. Mark and Rick on the call tonight.
Well, Mark, this has got to be a first. It's 10:55 on a Friday night, and we're just now starting the fourth quarter. Have you ever been to a game that's gone this long?
Never, actually. Did a triple overtime game in Vegas between UNLV and Wyoming in 2004 for a company that doesn't do college football anymore. It was John Robinson's final home game as a coach. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Triple OT. I was up high above. It was an awesome experience.
Yeah.
Just fantastic.
Was Jason Thomas the quarterback for UNLV?
I don't remember, but a running back for UNLV is from Tulare. That great runner from Tulare.
Dominic Dorsey.
Yeah. Yes. I had never done a triple overtime game. Now, maybe one in high school, but never in college. Never one in JC or college. Hey, the food was great. They treat you well in college.
Yeah.
the media place, I was telling people, yeah, it's totally different than high school. But, excellent atmosphere and just a phenomenal game. But the road team won. Yeah, Dorsey played for them. Of course, he set records here in the section and probably has some records in college. Wasn't quite as good because he wasn't that big, but a fine ball player and just kind of marvelous to see John Robinson, an icon, coaching.
Sure.
Doing one of his games, his last regular season game as a coach. John Robinson, that was amazing. I'm not sure how many years he coached there, but I know that was prior to his retirement, obviously.
Yeah.
Nice guy, never got too high, never got too low as a coach. At USC or with the Rams.
3rd and 10, never good for a double wing T. It's
unless you have a speedy running back that can break it. And they actually do have one. And now another flag is in the defensive backfield of Independence.
They've actually ran, this is about the 7th or 8th, maybe even more than that, different set North High. They came in out of there with an offset eye, or an eye with a wing there. A little different than the double wing.
Little pitch back, little handoff. That was a nice cut, but a couple of flags are down. Running back really didn't go anywhere because Independence had it squared off very well. The guys stayed in their lanes on defense and were not fooled by the reverse or by the cutback. How many plays we had a flag down? How many consecutive plays? 3, 4, 5?
You'd be close.
Let's start the fourth quarter at 10:55. It's against North High. Usually when you think about running the football, the clock's going to expire quicker, but it's been kind of slow here in the fourth. Actually, the last part of the first quarter was fast, and the first 3 minutes of the second quarter, as far as the clock running.
Well, not only football teams have their first game jitters and their first game mistakes, referees do too. It's a first game. They come out as a crew.
Do you think they have jitters, referees?
Well, they've got to get their teamwork.
They know you're
together.
Up here critiquing them, that's why.
Yeah.
They have to work together in unison as a team also. So 3rd and long, 3rd and 25 for North. And Bailey West back in the gun with 2 receivers to left and right. Longs down the left sidelines, great coverage and knocked away. A great coverage one-on-one at the 10-yard line.
It's a good job by Armani Dinweed there.
Yeah. Stayed inside of the receiver. In fact, he was the closest to the football on that pass, lofted down the left sidelines.
Don't know if he's related to a pretty good running back out of West High in the 80s, Leon Dinweed.
Yeah.
Dinweed.
Could be.
I don't know. I don't think that name's too common.
It's not very common. We know how many McGills have been at BHS. They've all been great players. going back years and years. Baylor going to his right, looking downfield. Fires it high in the air, has a man open. Incomplete. No flag.
Just overthrew him.
Nice. Diving attempt at the 2-yard line on the far side.
Well, Johnson's got reason to lay down there. He ran about 60 yards all the way across the field. He was lined up
Yep,
on
James
the far
Johnson
left here and ran to the far right.
Short. Has the football in his hand. But came up short in that play. That was a good throw by Bailey. Threw a little bit too far and to the right. Independence takes over at its own 44-yard line with 9:48 to play. Independence 29, North High 8. From Elias Stadium at North High. Warm evening, Bakersfield. Great coverage by North. Oh, Stars. We're feeling it that time.
Like Cameron Gray there, number 6, if I'm not mistaken.
Garibay. He was seeing Stars after that. 3 and 4 guys came to knock him down. They really smelled that one out. Pitch left. One of the better plays North has made tonight in defense. Guy lost 8 yards on a pitch. That's kind of amazing. Second down 18 for Independence. Barella has gone the distance for the Falcons at quarterback. Looking right. Lost it high. Incomplete. Intended for Mr. Henderson. One-on-one coverage. I know a lot of these quarterbacks in high school kind of throw the ball up in the air. They don't really fire over the middle. Every once in a while they have a long out pattern, but they throw a lot of balls high on one-on-one coverage.
That was actually intended for Deontay Brown there.
Deontay Brown, number 17.
Yeah.
And I guess they're hoping that the receiver's going to make the catch on one-on-one. They're thrown to a spot, in other words.
Uh-huh.
Not really pinpointing it. So Deontay Brown is here to the near side for Independence, 17. A ball thrown over the head of Henderson. Henderson cut inside and the pass was outside. So a little miscommunication between Borelli and Henderson. Henderson was running more of a post and the ball was thrown to his outside. And when he made his cut inside, the ball was thrown the other direction. So there was a little...
Yeah, he was cutting in, the ball was thrown out. So
somebody got that wrong, but nevertheless, he was covered very well by the Stars.
Coach Lucero must not have anything to do after the game because 2 long passes.
And he's working on his offense.
Yeah.
On his passing game. Independence punting. 8:51 to play. They're trying to draw North High off. Left-footed punter almost was blocked. It's caught. Stars have it. 1st and 10 at their own 35. On the right hash mark.
Now that play right there where that punt returner caught the ball, Austin Madden, you would think that's just a routine play. That is, if he doesn't catch that ball, they lose 15, 20 yards.
Kind of a tough catch because it's end over end. And like I said, if you drop it, it's going to bounce underneath your legs in a funny direction.
That's
it dropped very quickly.
Yeah, that's one of my pet peeves. Letting that punt drop.
It was a tough one to catch, the end over end, kind of a line drive. And it descended very quickly, I was trying to say. Didn't have any loft to it. Bailey to throw. The pass almost picked off. Wow. Jaden Irvin almost had a pick 6 for Independence.
He sure did.
Looking at that end zone.
He had nothing but green in front of him.
If that pass was underthrown because there was a lot of receivers on the inside for North High. Bailey did not see him. He was kind of the short man.
Well, it looks like North has junked the double wing and now going to the five wide spread.
I kind of like them the double wing. Tough high tackle, and the ball's down. Officials do not call a high tackle. Independence flying to the football as it's down to the 37-yard line. Some of the fans want the referees to go home. Well, they will eventually. 3rd and 9. They probably tackle the guy around the neck and not with the helmet. Or maybe the referees want to go home. That's why they didn't call it. You're watching high school football on the CurrentHighNetwork.com. Well, the people are starting to jump on the refs. Never getting any love at all, that's for sure. Davis behind center. Pitch back. A long run to about the 39. Romero, the ball carrier. But Independence strung it out very well, as they have for most of the game.
Yes, they did. That'll bring up a
but North High ran better, and they were in your double wing.
Yeah.
That's when they had some pops and a couple long runs, some carries between 5 and 10 yards. North High's not run as well from this formation. North High has played much better in the second half. Had a very rough second quarter. We're down 26-0. Actually, 29-0 at one time. But they've I think been a little more alert in the second half on both sides of the ball. So if they can hang in there and not give up any more points, North, they're not going to be pleased with the loss, obviously, but they can be pleased with the fact they played better in the second half and executed some things. And he'll work on, like I said, some things this week and probably utilize some of the double wing and their formation they're using next week against the East.
Yeah,
they're going to keep on experimenting.
They had some moments tonight.
They had some moments, but not enough moments. The guys have moments here are producer Antonio Garcia and videographer Julian Wilson. Those guys have moments. These guys definitely have moments. And they kind of look at me like, come on, man. 7 minutes to play in the game. We have some great sponsors such as Kern Schools Federal Credit Union and the U.S. Army, among many that we're sponsoring not only football but volleyball here in the fall and probably other sports, not only during this season but winter and spring on the KurrentHighNetwork.com. And I'm doing like 4 volleyball games. I think my first is Independence at Golden Valley, I believe. The pass incomplete thrown by Bailey. I don't know if he was thrown deep and underthrew it. The Independence had about 3 defenders covering 2 receivers. So Brooke Charles, the head coach at Independence, and she played at Ridgeview, and of course her brothers were basketball, baseball players there, and Dad played for Foothill years ago, and they won a state basketball championship. She's at Independence in her second year, volleyball. So that'll be, I think, Independence at Golden Valley. I think that's September 28th. I'm doing some volleyball. Inside handoff up to about the 37-yard line of North High territory. New quarterback, Rick.
It is, number 10.
Do you have number 10? Now, the quarterbacks I heard were Sergio Borelli, Zach Castillon, 16. There was one other guy.
Luis Alvarez.
Luis Alvarez, okay. So I guess tonight's just been Borelli and Alvarez. Defensive line doing a good job for North. Showing some pride.
Looked like Garibay on the carry there.
So we're having about 3rd and 6. North trying to stiffen up on defense here in the fourth quarter. And they have done a better job in the second half. So you have to always look for positives in every game that you play. Alvarez pass complete.
Oh.
What a hit.
Can't get the number 44.
Yeah, that was Brown on the reception. Great hit.
Yeah, number 44 for North High. It was Parker Duncan.
All right. That's the way to play football.
Came up and laid some wood.
Right in front of the coaches. They're going to like that. It's one of the best hits of the game.
Sure was. Now we got to start talking about players of the game.
Well, I already have mine. I mean, there were a lot of guys up for it. Alvarez pass over the middle, incomplete.
Oh.
That's a tough one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the pass is high, and the receiver's kind of open, and it's a hard hit. You know, it's a football play, but the quarterback kind of laid him out there. I mean, if he was 6'4", it'd be fine. And he's going up in the air for the ball, and the DB's right there. It smacks him right when the ball arrives.
Yeah. Yeah, it was high tackle.
Remember
high
George
hit.
Axon used to do that for the Raiders back in the day. That's when a player is really exposed. And hopefully, thank God, he's not hurt. Now he's having trouble getting up. Is that Gordon?
That's Gordon, actually.
Why is Gordon still playing in this game? Braden Gordon? Okay, with 5 minutes to go in the game. They don't take out guys early in high school, I guess, but I would have had him out of the game myself. I'm not having him run a play like that. He's okay. Braden Gordon, one of the top players in the area, number 2. Man, he took a mean hit. Fortunately, it wasn't more severe than that. The guy can fly, man. I think, you know, the DB was just playing it hard. It wasn't nothing dirty intended. It's just one of those plays.
It was.
Quarterback threw it high and kind of over his head, and he's wide open for a hit. I just don't want to see a kid hurt on a play like that.
Bang play, really.
Yeah.
This is part of the game.
Yeah, the crowd's been very quiet tonight. Actually, on both sides. The whole second half. So we're showing all the excitement here. You know, these are the toughest games to do as a broadcaster. These games, and when they're a 50-point, the easiest games are when it's, you know, back and forth down to the wire. I've done a lot of games like that. But games like this, where there's a lot of delay, a lot of penalties, and the game takes 3.5 hours, these are the toughest games. This is what, you know, as a player, you have adversity, things like that. As an announcer, as a broadcaster, these are the games that take a lot more of a challenge than the games that are with a lot of great plays and, you know, 60-yard runs and things like that. Now, they don't tell you about stuff like this in broadcasting class, by the way.
I don't know if that's grounds for an ejection or not there.
No, they're probably talking about that?
Because if it is, that player will have to sit out next week, too.
Yeah, pretty vicious hit, but I don't think it was intentional. But that's just what I'm saying. It's just one of those things, a bang play. It looked worse than it probably was.
Either way, that gave Independence a first down.
Yep, and they're in business. First down for the Falcons. Alvarez looking left, and a pass incomplete right through the running back's hands. You can't coach that. You can't coach guys to catch the ball. And that stops the clock.
Yeah.
Might have been excited about getting a reception there, looking downfield. It's like a second baseman not catching a short toss from the shortstop. I had guys like that back in the day. It's like, what were you looking at? Second down and 11 for Indy. Two receivers to the near side with the ball on the left hash mark. Luis Alvarez at QB. Second QB tonight for them. Lost the high towards the end zone, and great coverage for North High. Ball was just thrown out and away from the receiver. Looking for the receiver to run underneath it.
Yeah, that was actually Whitby there. That was.
Wow.
He's a linebacker.
He's doing it.
That was running stride for stride with him.
The man who doesn't give up. Plays center, linebacker on defense, kind of leader of this team.
This is one of those games where Coach will show, you know, everything's just not right. You had that big delay. You had a lot of penalties. It's
been hard to be in sync.
Let's get this ball on the ground. Let's get out of here with a win and go home.
Alvarez pass complete to the 18, but a nice hit on a very short gain. What are they giving a flag to?
See, when you get a game like this, tempers start to fly. You're going to lose a guy for next game. 6 was ejected, it looked like. And now he sits next week.
Was that the guy who made the hit? Another guy. Nice hit for North High on a short gain. I'm not sure why somebody would be talking. They did a good job on the play. You're just giving Independence more yards, and they're getting closer to a touchdown. You're doing a good job on defense if you're North. I can understand due to a bad call by the refs being upset and everything, but when you're playing better, you're playing to the hands of Independence, and you're just actually making it easier for them to score. Unless they thought somebody was holding him on offense, I don't know.
I don't understand that. The referee, the white hat, gave the thumb, the ejection sign, sent the player off, but yet didn't confirm it during the call.
Independence inside the 10-yard line. First and goal for Indy. Man in motion. Second man through. And they have the easy touchdown. Nobody there. Duluth, the second touchdown of the game. And you could tell after that ejection, North High just was not alert for that play. Like you said, everything's been kind of like thrown off. So Duluth was the second touchdown of the game for Independence. Some people would call it garbage time. I've always had to take out the garbage, though. The thing about North tonight
well, it's only 11:20, so garbage time starts at 11:20.
You have to stay mentally focused if you're North when you play next week. Mentally focused the entire game, whether you're tied or the game's close. Some movement up front. Are they setting a record for flags tonight?
Well, we're beyond 25, I know that.
Yes. It's against Independence, I believe. 4:14 on the clock. How to get that rhythm going. So I guess Indy will go for 2 points, up by the score of 35-8. Well, my player of the game was Ramon Henderson.
I'm going to have
a couple of touchdowns and recovered a fumble. Also settled one of his scores with a reception. And most of that was in the first half, but the game was one loss in the first half. And we saw good things from, Braden Gordon, number 2. Duluth has had a couple of touchdowns. Malik Duluth just had one moments ago. He's played well, but the thing about Henderson, he's been instrumental on both sides of the ball, offense and defense.
So if Coach Lucero had a quarterback controversy, I think he settled that tonight with Sergio Borelli.
No quarterback. Borelli was very good.
Yeah.
He was very smooth back there.
I think they might have found their guy for next week.
Didn't make any. Did he throw that pick, or was that Alvarez? Borelli. He had a very solid game. He managed the offense extremely well. At least 3 touchdown passes, 2 to Henderson, 1 to Gordon. No, Duluth, this last one was a run. I think the other one was a run. Nonetheless, a very good opening game for Independence. Slow start, sloppy at times. The Falcons with their penalties and fouls, so definitely not a perfect game for them. But they show what they have. They have guys that fly to the ball on defense. They have playmakers on offense, a pretty good quarterback, so the future's up for them. I thought North High played better in the second half, with the exception of this last drive. Really tough second quarter for North. Mentally, they were not in the game. They were kicking themselves. I thought they played better in the second half, but they're still in experimentation mode. And maybe they'll do both next week, run some of that double wing and the spread against East High. I think the double wing works better for them, but not so much if they're down by 3 touchdowns in the game.
And also
But for the most part, North High's played better the last 2 quarters. So
well, if we keep going here, we might see number 88 for North High, Elizabeth Vasquez, number 88. Backup tight end.
Wow. I know Tehachapi has a female player. Yeah, Elizabeth. Tight end outside linebacker. I love it. There was a girl quarterback that got player of the week, some Christian school in another part of the country. Saw it on Max Preps. Elizabeth Vasquez. 35-8 in favor of Independence. Nice run to the far side to about the 37-yard line.
Vasquez, the number 88 for North, the female, is also a state qualifier in wrestling.
Okay. So Selma's dominated that for the past 2 years. The Selma girls, who I guess one of the first schools to have a female wrestling team, and their boys are excellent. They're like in the top 5. I think the section last year they got 3rd or 4th, the one I did at Clovis, because they had 3 or 4 exceptional wrestlers. And the girls team was one of the last 2 states, and the girls wrestling is developing by leaps and bounds. I mean, just in 3 years, I mean, more and more schools are picking up programs, and they're going from having 5 girls to 15, and the following year then 25. So next year you'll see a lot more girls and schools competing in wrestling. So the state championships will get bigger and bigger. Turn of the ball carried to about the 44 for North. This has been an extremely long game. Not only due to the fact that we had a delay, but it's just been long. 3.5 hours. Is that from 8 o'clock? Yeah, it officially started at 8. Normal start time is 7:30, 7:35. Then we had about a 40-minute delay, which seemed like an hour delay at the 3:19 mark of the first quarter. But it's just a game that has had a lot of moments. It's just kind of dragged. I guess you kind of expect that in the first game. But a lot of penalties tonight, and that slows things up. Quite a lot of discussion between coaches and referees. Not a crisp type of game. I like crisp games. North going back to that running attack up the middle to about the 48-yard line.
That running attack just ran over number 99 for Independence, Ernesto Shanklin.
Ran him over, big 99.
Big 99 didn't like that play.
Well, I like North. He's a big guy. I like North running that double wing attack. I think it's pretty successful for them. Not good if you're down by a lot, but you got to run it well and execute early in the game so you stay in the game. So he has a first down. 35-30, look at the speed to the 20, straight arm, and thrown out of bounds inside the 10. It'll be first and goal for the Stars. Broke inside, cut it out. Hope his ankle's okay. Looks like he tweaks it a little bit.
He's catching cramps there after that little celebration.
Blake C, number 21, has had an outstanding game for North. A couple of long runs in this game. Playing with a lot of fire, a lot of passion. You like that? He's had a passion the whole game, and they were down. And a run right to left, inside the 5 to about the 2 or 3 and driven back. Stars want to get it in. 1:25 left. A goal situation for North. The turn of the ball carrier for North. See on the sidelines, will he return to action? Clock is running, North. Second and goal. Side handoff. It's a touchdown. North High as they pull their way forward. through that Indy defense. Touchdown number 2 for the Stars. Very good.
And that was, what was the number on that?
Did you catch the number on that? We didn't catch the number.
44.
As you know, our uniforms are very difficult to find the numbers with their gray uniforms.
Yeah, it was number 44 for North High.
Parker Duncan. Parker Duncan with a touchdown, number 44. If they go for 2, the pass over the middle.
I think he dropped it. Yeah.
Incomplete. So Duncan with a touchdown. Parker Duncan, number 44.
Duncan with the touchdown.
Good job.
The drop there.
He had another good play earlier in the game.
Yes, he did.
Was it a hit on defense? I remember you called his name earlier. But good job. Very good drive for North. Didn't really have any miscues. Got a good push forward from their offensive line. C set them up with a run, but they finished the job. So they've done a good job finishing this game, North High.
Well, like we said, North High has East High next week.
Mm-hmm.
Independence has Stockdale.
Wow. Tough game for Indy. Got to start off well, but they're capable of beating Stockdale. But it'll be a test.
It'll be a big
Personal
test.
foul has been kind of a negative for them off and on today. But they've had a big lead, so they've let up a little bit here in the fourth quarter.
The good thing about this is for North High, they're Division 4 in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Independence is Division 3, so they won't see each other in the playoffs.
No. And North High says thank you to that. So North won last year 24-14. Independence turns the tables on North this year. Well, now won 35-14. North has a lot of things to work at, but I see some positives in the game. I like the way they came out and played hard in the second half. We saw the maturation of Blake C, the running back. Big runs here. We like the double wing running attack, so I'll probably go with both next week. Quarterback needs to get more reps. I thought the defense, improved as the game went on. Had a really bad second quarter. I thought mentally they played better in the second half, and that's a big key. You got to keep that approach for 4 quarters. So I do like the way they finished this game, and that's good. Indy though have a nice position at midfield with 55 seconds left.
Nice pickup there by Deontay Brown for Independence.
Great sponsors like Kern Schools Federal Credit Union and the U.S. Army. Also have Pav Solar and Communications, Tony's Pizza, Raymond's Trophies, and KHST Personnel. They'll probably be adding to sponsors during the course of the year as we get into volleyball and other sports. But thank you so much to the sponsor that we have right now. Thanks for joining the team, the KernHighNetwork.com. Kyle and Stan, thank you from the bottom of their hearts.
Good thing
Stan
about
Green, Kyle Wiley.
Good thing about this game is we got out of here with no injuries.
Yeah.
And that's big.
Just an injury is something to a fan, but besides that, it was good.
Number 88.
Oh, she's in the game.
Elizabeth Vasquez, outside
there we go.
linebacker.
Elizabeth Vasquez, as Rick called it, linebacker for North High. She's on the outside, OLB, right in front of us on the near side, I should say. But they're probably going to the victory formation. Indy is. Well, she got to run on the field. That's pretty cool. She got on the field. That's pretty cool.
Well, player of the game.
Ramon Henderson, number 11 for Independence. Couple of touchdown receptions, recovered a fumble, and set up some of his scores. Did a lot of his damage in the first half, but I thought he played well on both sides of the ball.
Yeah,
and a very dominant player, number 11, big, strong, fast. A player to look for Indy this year.
Yeah.
And we also like, of course, Braden Gordon, who thank God was not injured on that hit, number 2. He had a touchdown tonight, very fast. And Malik Duluth, number 4, had a couple of scores for Independence. And they had some people on defense. We mentioned the offensive players more than the defensive players, but there are other guys. But Ramon Henderson is our player of the game, our Tony's Pizza player of the game. He'll receive a T-shirt and a big pizza from Tony's Pizza. Any other locations, California Avenue, Ming Avenue, in Shafter, Callaway, Tejon. Where else are they at? I guess that's about it. I think they're off of Mount Vernon, I believe. Mount Vernon or Oswald.
Mount Vernon?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mount Vernon. Yeah.
So, your impressions of the game?
Well, you know, Independence started out slow. Found out their playmakers, got the ball to them, and they had more playmakers than North High. So, very athletic team. I think they're with this flex bone that they're running. I think they'll get better and better at that. They do have some guys at that wing that can run. I think they probably not real happy with a consistent run game, but that's something that you know, they went to the air to do their damage. And that'll get better. For North High, you know, it's a matter of finding their identity. Double wing, spread, 5 wide. They got a kid that can throw it a little bit, not real mobile. Got a pretty good core of running backs with C. Got 2 good receivers with Johnson and
James
Boggs.
Johnson, yes.
And this, you know, we hadn't heard too much about Boggs, but he was really impressive tonight.
You know, they had a couple of receptions in the first half, and they didn't really utilize them that much in the second.
So next week I'm at Ridgeview and Frontier.
Yeah, I'll see you next week. I'll be doing PA for the game on the CurlingHamNetwork.com. Rick Van Horn, I'm Mark Heffernan. Thanks to our producer Antonio Garcia and our videographer Julian Wilson. Thanks for watching tonight. The final score: Independence 35 and North High 18. Good night.